everybody. Welcome back to the ABCs of 8 RPGs, where we teach you the basics of tabletop role-playing games. My name is Spencer Reese. I am the game master for the evening, and we are playing the tactical mech tabletop role-playing game called Lancer. But before we go into that any further, let's go ahead and introduce our players slash pilots, starting with Dalton.
Hi everybody, my name's Dalton. I've got he, him pronouns. Today I've made my Lancer character. His call sign is Backfire, and he likes to pilot mechs that have been tuned to just like right from going overboard. Like he wants to get every ounce of performance out of his core reactor that he can possibly get. Next up is Ashley.
My name's Ashley. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing a pilot named Spike Yovanovich. Also she, her pronouns, and she, her call sign is Python. Her big thing is that she really likes exploring. She really likes climbing. Prior to the pilot academy, she was on a field expedition, and she swears she met a sentient race of space penguin aliens, but no one believes her. And she's gonna try to convince everyone that they're real, while also piloting some cool mechs. And let's go to Justin.
I'm Justin. I'm playing Captain Rico Manitoba, call sign El Diablo. He was in the Air Force Academy, the Space Force Academy, where he's regular pilot, and is now doing mechs.
Yeah.
For money. Was for America, now it's for money.
Space America.
You get paid more as a mech, as a mech pilot.
Does America even exist in this game?
No.
Yeah, no. Well,
I'm still that
planet.
like ancient, yeah.
That's
Earth.
true.
For Earth. And now for me.
I
But
love it.
mostly for Earth.
All right. Do we want to go ahead and have Nye go next? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everyone, I'm Mike Nye, pronouns he, him. I'm going to be playing as Mumtaz Kakmak, aka Mothman. I will be here for fire support, and my main goal is to make sure that all of my friends get home in one piece at the end of the day.
Aw. And Chris, yeah.
Hey, Chris, he pronouns, same for the character. My character is Cape Rakeen, codename Hailstorm, and I am just looking to blow things up in giant mech suits. And if I get paid and compensated to do it, the more the better.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of that. Okay, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Okay, cool. So, just a little bit of backstory. Lancer, like I said, it's a tactical mech RPG. So, a lot of its mechanics, as we'll kind of discover, it's kind of hard to describe some games as other games, especially if it's not a one-to-one. But if you come from playing Dungeons and Dragons, this is less like 5e, and I would say closer to 4th edition in the sense of like, even describing it as video game as video game kind of like esque in nature is a little bit simplifying in some sense, I think. But yeah, so what we'll kind of do is we're playing through a campaign called Solstice Reign. So it has preset kind of combats, but also some story beats. So it's going to be a ton of fun. But before we go further into that, I want to go around and kind of like give everybody the opportunity. So on session 0, I kind of gave like a beginning to the Solstice Reign adventure, but I mentioned that all of you guys are license level 0, and this is actually probably going to be your very first mission as a mech pilot. You guys probably haven't seen combat before. In fact, you all came from the pilot academy, and this is your first station on the ship. So I wanted to kind of go around and see, you guys probably didn't know each other before you went to the pilot academy, but you definitely probably met each other while there, either in passing or maybe had some classes together. So I wanted to see, now that we have all of our characters kind of established and we kind of gave like a brief bio and everything, did some of you guys know each other, or were you friends in the pilot academy? Did you kind of were you rivals in the pilot academy, and now all of a sudden you're on the same squad together? I'm not sure if anybody had any thoughts beforehand of what they wanted to do or how their connections are going to be, but
I can go. Dalton, your character's name is Backfire, correct?
Call sign Backfire, name Kish Lark.
Awesome. Well, I met Backfire in our intro to mechanics class for the mechs, so actually like tinkering on them and how to make adjustments to them. And I always went to him asking for help. We were certainly acquaintances. I don't know that he really wanted to be my friend. I think he thinks I'm a little crazy, but he was begrudgingly willing to help me whenever I had questions. And I think because he was so good at it and so passionate about it that he was like, oh, I guess I can give you some tips.
That's cool. I will accept your connection offer.
I mean, that's what happened
Kish will always be happy to work on a robot and get more performance or make it cooler in some way or another. He might seem standoffish about it, but that's just because he's too like in his head focused on the robot. I think similarly, if I'll say, I think out of the three, Justin, Chris, Nye, which of you guys think has the coolest, like most like technically advanced robot?
Oh, I mean, I do have an experimental weapon on mine.
Okay, Justin, I'm really, yeah, we'll say that I'm super interested in that weapon in particular, like your weird experimental weapon, like where that's from and like who made it and stuff. And so like I'm always kind of like dogging you about it, and you're like, classified, can't talk about it.
No. Rico's way cooler than that. He'll show you how he did it.
Oh, nice. Even better.
Yeah. Nah, Rico's into it.
no secret.
Rico's a nice guy, and we all work for the same thing. So I'm like, whatever.
Even better.
That prototype weapon, was that one of the talents you took when you were?
Yeah, because so Rico actually did. He went to like the official academy, and he got a degree in mechanical engineering. And he uses that knowledge to create prototype weapons. He specializes at close to mid-range combat. He can do a variety of damage, variety of types of damage. And his prototype weapon can get modded pretty heavy, kind of like just like a launcher mechanism, but something more like a power source, and you put different cannon slots in.
It's cool because that's a part of, if people have the Lancer book open at home, it's on page 94. The pilot talent is called Engineer, and that first rank is the prototype weapon that Justin was able to kind of customize and such. Mm-hmm. Super cool that like even at like license level 0, you can already start doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense that Justin, you and I characters know each other if you have like the engineer background. It's like I have the grease monkey background, like we're both like in it tinkery types.
We don't like that term anymore. We could probably maybe switch over to mechanic.
So Dalton, you have more of the mechanic background, and it's Justin more of like the formal background. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, mine's like a mechanical. He's like a mechanical engineer, so he's like building the mech, like designing mech parts.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that, like, yeah, you're designing schematics, and Backfire's just like, no, you just add a bolt here.
Yeah, Justin, you have like these beautiful, like intricate well thought out designs, and I'm
blueprints.
right, blueprints, and I'm in there just like connecting shit to random other shit.
Yeah. So maybe you help me design my experimental weapon.
Yeah.
I can say, as an actual engineer who performs research, I'm definitely on the side of Dalton, of just like, what happens if I plug this into this other thing?
Yeah, but he went to like a military academy, so he's like real regimented about how he does it.
Yeah.
Well, does El Diablo have any other connections besides to Backfire?
Yeah, Hailstorm, Chris's character, or maybe Mothman, nice character.
Oh, so I definitely know Mothman from the various training scenarios. I would have been doing combat-oriented stuff, so I probably know him from the artillery section. So,
Yeah, because
seeing you out there.
Mothman has also combat, like a military background, right, Nye?
Yeah. He ran security for a Farfield team.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so maybe I know him from cross-training exercises. Friendly rivalry.
You pass it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, a good game. Always saying good game. He's a nice guy. He plays a hell of a game, but whew, his war game's on point, but he's a nice guy. And then,
I'm just imagining both military sections like lining up at the end of a baseball game, you know, when you slap each other's hands, going, good game, trade off after.
Orange slices and Capri Suns on the way out.
I got him a couple times. He got me a couple times. It's all good.
So it's more of like a.
No shots after the kill.
So it's more of like a friendly rivalry situation than like a friendship.
Yeah, like people on different NBA teams are friends, kind of like the same thing.
I
Oh
like that.
man.
What about you, Nye?
So I think El Diablo thinks this is a friendly rivalry.
He definitely does. He's blissfully you're like, yeah, we're good friends.
I kind of know of everyone. I don't really go out of my way to talk to them. But like I don't like watching people fail. When they're struggling, I'll go over and I'll like be kind of that older brother kind of vibe of like, hey man, quit fucking up. Here's how you do it. Quit fucking up.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you the advice, I'll help you, but I'm gonna make sure you know I'm disappointed the entire time.
Stabilizers are shit.
My standards for you are here, and you're not hitting them.
Here's
More like a dad than a big brother.
So I probably know of everyone for that reason, because I know who's on my radar of like, yeah, they're fucking up. They need to pick up the slack here.
Oh, I love
But
that.
in terms of like being close with anyone, I don't know if I'd go with that. I'd just say like I know of people.
Yeah. Mothman generally keeps to himself.
Chris, what about you?
The animated moth is his namesake. So I really, yeah. Sorry, I think I've got COVID or something. It's
Oh no!
yeah, I've been sick like all weekend. But so originally, I'm using a penal colony background. I was originally trying to plan on like making like a hidden thing and then kind of like bringing it over time. But if we're just doing like the 4-week sessions, there's probably not enough to do like complicated background stuff. So I'm imagining that like I probably got to the academy a bit late, but had like initial pilot training because I was like a demolitionist on a mining penal colony on some off-world in the middle of nowhere. So probably didn't have like a ton of time to meet and greet and still like a bit standoffish with like people that weren't also prisoners and stuff. So kind of keeping some amount of distance while still like kind of trying to just make it through the academy kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's great. This is great. Well, Lancer kind of gives, like, especially with like the campaign and everything, it kind of gives more general, especially when introducing each other. So it definitely says like you guys probably know each other from the academy, but not necessarily. Just like I was saying, like, hey, this is your first like mech training. You definitely went to a pilot academy, but not necessarily like this is your only combat experience. So a lot of this is open-ended. And while the mech combat is very tactical. Everything outside of the mech combat is definitely like a light role-playing experience, and it's really cool because in between combats we'll have different story beats, but then after each mission you have downtime, and that's where it really opens up for the story playing elements, and we'll go over downtime activities and stuff when that comes to that. But that's also, if some of you guys are doing the same downtime activities, you probably get closer during those times too, so that's what's pretty fun about it. But once again, before we go into the campaign, which is going to be the next step, we always do this before each session. We always do a get to know you question for your character. So I actually had Nye roll us a D260 because there was 260 questions.
Not a real die.
It's a circle. It's just roll.
It's real. Roll 20 though.
And Nye, what number did you get?
I rolled a 216 out of 260.
Perfect. And that question is, at a party, where can someone find your pilot? So this is a question specifically for your pilot. So at a party, where can they be found? And whoever wants to start us off.
I can go first. I've got my answer. So Pike or Python, like combining Spike and Python. Python would be circling kind of like a vulture near the food table, and she is preying on lone, unsuspecting partygoers to go and chat them up. And she's like, "Hey, you like Arctic planets, huh? You like Arctic planets? Because I met some space penguins on an Arctic planet once." And she's just trying to corner people and get them to listen to her story.
Yeah.
That is where you'll find Python.
You can find me in whatever room Python is not in, because I've heard the story too many times. And I don't need to hear it again. But in actuality, I might be like watching. I'm like near an entrance, right, where people are coming in from, so I can get an eye on people's cars, like whatever, like they're driving or like however they're getting there, looking for cool ones, so I can like hear about people's cool vehicles and like cool like stuff they're coming in on, like if they're coming in like a car, like a, I don't know if we have like hovercraft or teleporters or whatever we've got going on.
Yeah.
Totally nice.
Or like their motorcycles or like one wheels or whatever we get around on in these crazy future times. Yeah.
It's electric unicycles.
So everybody gets around on one wheels. But like being ready to like see something cool, like some cool bit of machinery and pounce on whoever has something cool to talk to about. Or I'm just not even there working on my own robot.
Yeah.
Because I thought of some cool idea. I didn't
The
even,
coat room.
yeah, I didn't even show up to the function. I'm just kind of like back at home, getting text messages, "Yo, where you at?" that I'm ignoring.
I'm just thinking of everyone on like one-wheeled segways, just like going around downtown, or not the one-wheeled segways. That's what they are, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is that what they are?
I don't know if that's what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
But I'm just imagining a bunch of people in those like downtown.
Yeah, that's the future liberals want, Nye.
In a post-scarcity universe, everybody rides the one-wheeled unicycle.
All right, Justin.
Where's El Diablo at?
El Diablo's on the dance floor.
He just
Oh, yeah.
partying his heart out.
Very drunk.
What did he get drunk on? Hold on. Was it the fruit? Was it the fruit punch? Did somebody
No,
smoke the punch?
it was wine and tequila.
Oh.
Nixon. Oh.
I like to imagine a dry party, and he just came in with bottles.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I brought my own. Oh, that's great.
He's
Everyone
the sort of person that in all of the best will would get invited to like a Mormon party and show up with a case of wine.
The Mormon religion still going
No,
strong.
he just wouldn't realize what he did wrong. He was like, what? I don't.
Is it just? Is it even like? Is it like boxed wine? Like, is it Franzia? Just like the very.
No, nice bottles.
Okay,
Wow.
nice bottles.
It's not Chilable, right?
No, not Chilable. No Chilable.
It's crazy how they got it in. They frisked him before he came into the party.
It is sustainably produced and organic, though.
I love it.
Oh,
Hailstorm?
So I was the one over by the punch bowl spiking the punch. I found out they didn't have pyrotechnics at the party, and I got very bored and figured this would be a way to have spice up the party. But it's obviously it's like
punch too. He just added more.
no, I'm spiking with like jet fuel,
Oh,
like 120, like 240 proof, like.
right. We
ethanol jet
managed to
fuel.
hit over 100% alcohol per volume, and that's what we're putting in there.
It actually melts steel beam.
it'll be-
Exactly, yeah. So it says in the bottle.
can actually melt steel beams. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, great. So,
What about Mothman? Did Mothman say?
Yeah, Mothman.
yeah.
Mothman's left.
I guess my first question, is there a dog at the party? Because if so, I'm fucking vibing with the dog, just playing tennis or something. Or like
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
fetch. If there's not, I guess regardless of a dog, I'm probably just like very drunk, but also kind of in control and just like watching for people to be like too drunk so I can fireman carry them to the toilet and just judge them the entire time. Like, I'll make sure they're okay and they're safe, but the entire time as they're vomiting like headfirst in the toilet, be like, be better. Learn your limit.
You went overboard. Yeah. Oh, and I like to think all this happened like on the ship as you were traveling to Chrysidium, because like maybe somebody threw somebody's like birthday party, and that's what each of you were doing. But yeah, so speaking of, Solstice Reign. I mentioned before, this is an introductory campaign done by Massive Games, who are the creators of Lancer. And you guys, we gave a bit of a backstory last time, so I'll just quickly kind of sum it up. But basically, Union is a far-off future of humanity. Humanity has risen and fallen multiple times, but currently is doing pretty well. Chrysidium, which is the planet you're currently heading to on your ship, is a cradle-like planet, which is cradle is the modern term for Earth. It's a Earth-like planet that got disconnected after the last fall of humanity, and so now 500 years later, we're trying to bring them back into the Union. So far, it's been peaceful. There's 3 major factions, with 2 of them having a bit of a cold war with each other. That is the Leandric States Alliance, also known as the LSA, and the Vestan Sovereignty. For the most part, Chrysidium has advanced to the same level as Union, but one of the major things that they're very looking forward to when with getting accepted back into Union is some of the fabrication technology. They have Union, as you guys know, because this is how you make your mechs most of the time, has these advanced 3D printers that just at any point in time they can just kind of print out whatever they need. Resources is not really the limit in this society. In Union society, it's more so about getting access to the higher advanced things and being able to make it from that way. So that's one of the things that they're really looking forward to. Now, there's been a little bit of a holdup because the LSA and the Vestan Sovereignty, because they're having the Cold War. So ambassadors have been going to the planet to try to work out a peace deal before they start just handing over technology and such like that. And you guys are traveling aboard the UNS-CV Rio Grande. And on this ship, it's a military ship, but you're just going just to escort the ambassador ship on the way there. So we mentioned some of the people who are you guys kind of know, such as Captain Bridget Ferris, First Lieutenant Alex Kim, and even the shipboard NHP, also known as the non-human person, Rio. Last time you heard, Captain Bridget Ferris was asked to go down with Union Ambassador Neelan Banerjee. They went down to kind of help out with negotiations. Ambassador Banerjee was hoping that having the captain come down would give a little bit different experience and light to the situation. However, we left at the end of session 0 with First Lieutenant Kim informing everybody that they lost contact several hours ago between the captain and the ambassador. It's been dark on the planet. They haven't been able to have any communications go down. Rio was able to get some planet scans, and they revealed that the city, Nova Elysia, is actually currently under siege by the Vestan Sovereignty. It is normally a LSA city, so the war has gone from cold to a hot war. At least that's what it seems. So the first priority of everybody here is to land down there and try to rescue the captain and the ambassador. You guys have orders to not fire unless fired upon. So that's where we left off at the beginning of last session. So you guys are going to go ahead and prepare for the drop. I gave more of the specifics of the drop last time, but at any point right now before you guys launch, or as I'm kind of reading the next kind of beginning of the campaign, feel free to go ahead and modify your mech any way you want, any of the options you have listed, or any of the pilot gear. One of the biggest benefits of Lancer being a tactical game is it really allows you in between missions to completely change your mech if you need to, or completely change any of the gear that you have. Now, being license level 0, you don't really have much customization to do to your mech itself, but you can change out weapons and such like that. But if everybody's comfortable with their gear, we can go ahead and get started on mission number 1, the drop.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Sorry.
It's okay. The good news is, too, I have a little bit to read to kind of like intro you guys into the drop and everything. But if you need another second, I can get that.
No, I'm good. I didn't realize I unlocked some stuff in the character page that made it so I had unlicensed material.
No. Well, no worries. So to everybody at home, we made our characters in session 0, which you can go and watch back on YouTube, or I think it's still on Twitch right now if you want to go back and watch that. There is a website called CompCon, which is made by Massif themselves, and it really compiles all the information contained in Lancer, the compendium and weapons and mechs, but it also contains it allows you to make like your pilot and kind of walks you through the customization of that. So if you want to check out how we made our pilots, definitely check out our last stream. So, but if you guys are ready, I can go ahead and start reading the adventure.
I was just going to add one more thing. With CopCon, something that I learned recently was that you can enter into like a combat mode. So there's like a button where you can hit start combat, and it will let you pick your mech, and then you have this whole thing where you can keep track of, which we'll get into as we play the game, but heat and stress and structure and all of that. So really nice resource for CompCon as well. Not only can you have your character sheet, but you can like manipulate it as you're going through the mission, which
is really cool. Even game masters can import other pilots and kind of see how changes are affecting as battles progress, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I'll go ahead. Dalton, I'm revealing the next image. So if everybody is on their briefing right now, you can scroll down below that image, and I have a new one of your ship. I know it has a different name on there, but this is the image that was provided in Solstice Reign, so that's why it has a different name on there. But that is your main ship that you traveled to Chrysidium on. So, standard orbit-to-surface deployment protocols would be to ferry troops down to the surface in landing craft at designed operating bases for assignment. And in the case of pilots, chassis printing. Yeah. Chassis printing, there we go, as required. At least that's how it's supposed to happen. But right now, the area of operation is too hot to risk a conventional landing, and the clock is ticking fast. With the situation on the ground growing more and more critical by the hour, the XO has decided that a combat-ready strike force of mechanicized chassis?
Mechanized chassis?
Mechanized
Plural
chassis.
of chassis is chassis. Is it the plural?
Yes.
Okay, then it's chassis.
Sorry. I promise I'll say it wrong 10 more times and I'll get it right. So, mechanized chassis and Marines will be fast deployed via dropships to secure the area, locate the captain and the ambassador, and extract for pickup. That's what you guys are doing. Your squad has been selected to be part of this spear tip. Your mechs are prepped and loaded aboard the dropship, ready for deployment. Through your chassis camera feeds, strapped securely into the cockpit, you watch as the hatches slide closed around you, and the hangar airlocks open for launch. From here, Chrysidium looks peaceful, a shimmering jewel hanging in space. 10 seconds to drop. Or maybe that's Rio. Sorry. Rio would be 10 seconds to drop. You take a breath as the pilot counts down. Inhale, exhale. Then your stomach lurches as the clamps disengage and your dropship thrusters kick into full burn. The ride is smooth at first. Atmospheric insertion nominal. No anti-orbital defense is rising to greet you. It's all very textbook, straight out of the simulators. But the closer you get to the drop zone, the hotter things become. The pilots having to adjust their course to avoid the greater concentrations of incoming fire. The ship jukes hard to narrowly avoid another incoming missile, and for a moment, you think you're in the clear. Then a blinding beam of light suddenly lashes up from somewhere down below, and an explosion rips through the hull. You can go ahead and scroll down one more image. I'm revealing the next image, and this is the third one. Boo. The last two were provided with the solstice rain. Yeah, so this is kind of like what. Shit! Starboard engines blown! Stabilizers aren't responding! Mayday, mayday! This is Kingfisher 2-2. We are going down. Repeat, we are going. The crash is sudden and violent, slamming you around in the cockpit of your chassis. But your cockpit is also what saves you as the dropship hits the ground hard with the sound of screeching metal. What's left of the dropship finally skids to a halt, and just as suddenly, it's all over, leaving you reeling and bruised. Your cockpit readouts blare with collision alarms, and your ears are ringing, but you're all still alive, and your mech is still in one piece. With nothing but static on all frequencies, you can assume that help isn't coming. For now, you're on your own. Time to get to work, pilot. So yeah, let me go ahead and drag you to the first map. All right.
I have two questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first is does this classify as being fired upon?
Okay, so I mean, you guys just crash land. Go ahead and place yourselves right where I'm making yourselves right now. But is that what you're asking each other right now? Like, okay,
Yeah.
check out.
Well, so my second question is for the DM, because you said all frequencies are scrambled.
Yes.
Does that include short-range comms to our comrades?
Not short-range comms. It's long-range comms. I will say though, something I should have clarified before. One member in your mech squad was assigned what's called an Omni Hook. That Omni Hook is it's really long to explain it, but basically it is a communication between you and the Rio Grande. So you can, whoever has that one Omni Hook is still able to communicate with the Rio Grande. Nobody else is. So you can still talk to your to First Lieutenant Kim and to Rio, which it's most likely being Rio since First Lieutenant Kim is busy trying to pick up the pieces of what's going on down there. So
Okay. I don't know if anybody else had it, but I had already put that in my pilot equipment.
As the guy.
Get to fight it out.
yeah.
Okay, so not Mothman can have it. He seems funnier to be the only.
I I figured being fire support, if I'm not necessarily in the front lines, I'm going to be the guy calling for backup or something.
Yep.
Made sense to me.
But basically in like this little circle, Spencer.
Yeah. Yep. Just kind of like in this little circle. I'll reveal more in a second, but you don't have to really worry about too much where you're kind of there as long as in that kind of area. Nothing's currently happening right now. You have kind of a moment to kind of like wake up and kind of, put yourselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see whose face this is?
Statue that we crashed into.
Yeah.
Do I recognize it?
Probably not. It seems to be an important figure to the LSA, because this is Nova Elysia, like a LSA important city where the negotiations between the LSA and the Vestin Sovereignty were happening. So you can imagine this figure was probably important to the founding of LSA, but I don't know, this might be a good time to do our very first skill roll.
Oh, I need to do a roll of a d6 also. For my uses of my thing. I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Spencer, is this something we should be kind of like in turn order for, or?
No, not yet.
Okay. So everybody's just shouting out whatever they want to do at you?
Yes.
Okay. I want to check out the wreckage.
Yep.
And see, was there anybody else on the ship that I would expect to like have a body that I need to check if the body is still functioning?
Yeah, absolutely. It was just your mech squad that was on there, except for the pilots, the two pilots that were flying the ship beforehand.
All right.
So you go and go ahead.
Yeah, I check out the pilot cockpit of the ship.
You kind of rip off the like glass that was like holding it down, and you look inside, and unfortunately both of the pilots are KIA. So would you like to collect their dog tags?
Yeah, that seems the respectful thing to do. This isn't like 86, right? I don't have to worry about them being taken over by some robot hive mind. I don't have to execute their brains.
Not as far as you know, but then again, you don't really know too much about the Vestin Sovereignty mechs.
I don't think 86. 86 is too old for me for my character to know about it, so he wouldn't be scared about that.
Okay, so Dalton's going collecting dog tags. Ashley, you were inspecting the face. So generally, what's that?
Nothing. I was just saying yes, I was.
Oh, okay. Yes. So generally how skill checks kind of work outside of combat and everything is you just roll a d20, and if you get a 10 or above, then you do it. It's pretty simple. And if you have any specific triggers that you think would apply, go ahead and tell me that at this time. Like maybe I'm imagining the only way you would know this kind of information is that maybe you did some research on LSA before landing. Like you started to do some of the what information you could gather while the ambassadors have been doing work down there.
I do have an investigate skill trigger, research a subject or study something in great detail.
Ooh, okay.
Is that something you think would apply? Well, I guess this would be if I was actively researching it and trying to find something. So I don't know that would apply.
Yeah.
I think Spencer kind of gave an example of like maybe you had done research beforehand and this is like rolling for that.
Yes.
So do you think I could add my +2?
I think you can add your +2.
It's an 11.
You do it! All right. So that is actually, while you were staring at it, you also went over to maybe like the bottom of the base, and it gave you more information and kind of connected something that you read beforehand. While he wasn't a founding member of LSA or anything, this is a kind of like a Metro Park Plaza. So in all of your research, you were able to find out that they erected this city statue for him because his name, which is, he went by Sarge Hammock. Sarge Hammock was actually a very big on making sure that cities had green spaces within them. So the forested area to your left out here was actually one of the first things he established, but make sure that every city in the LSA had green spaces within. So they erected a statue in his honor.
Nice.
All right. So that's Backfire and Python. What is everybody else doing currently?
I'm getting into my mech.
Oh, you were probably already in your mech, but yes.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Does my mech have? Can my mech scan for like lifetimes?
Absolutely. So you start scanning, and you actually probably see rapidly approaching a few other mechs on the horizon.
No. Okay. Can I see what kind of mechs they are?
Let's see here.
I think there's a scan.
There is a scan combat ability, but since
There's a range to that, I believe.
You have to
There
be within
is.
range of your sensors, but I don't know how to find what that means.
yeah, here's what I'll say. Most of your sensors are being scrambled, but visually from your mech, you can see that while a couple of them seem to be normally assault type mechs, they are outfitted differently and seem to be carrying a large assault rifle with a bayonet on it.
Okay. These don't look like, our soldiers, though, do they?
No, they definitely don't, and they don't look like LSA soldiers.
And they're definitely headed this way.
Yes.
Okay. And I can't communicate with the other mechs, right?
You can talk to everybody right here, yes.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
not
Long
like
communication.
hard ones.
Yeah.
right. So I relay that information. We could probably get ready for a fight.
Yeah. And Chris, did you have anything that you wanted to do? Like, is him
I was-
kind of? Yeah.
I was also examining the statue.
Oh, okay. You're helping Ash out. Perfect. Cool.
Knocked his head clean off, which is
Yes.
impressive.
Okay, cool. Well then, after a few minutes, a burst of gunfire sails narrowly overhead. Enemy forces have been sent to investigate the crash, and now several squads of mechs are closing in on all sides. So now, here's the coolest part. We mentioned before that Lancer is a tactical, mech combat game, and with that, one of the coolest things is that they actually have preset kind of sit reps. And we kind of start off by, I'm going to show you guys right now the full map in the start out for it. So first off, let me reveal at the top left, Combat 1! It's not the fall that kills you! And then let me reveal behind the map. So, while this is more of the visual one, this is kind of like the deployment zones and everything. So you guys see where this square is up here? That's where you guys are going to be deploying. And let me go ahead and read the sit rep for you guys real quick so we know exactly how this is going to play out. So the sit rep right now is called hold out. It means you guys have to hold out at this specific location and hold off enemy reinforcements. So hold out missions are desperate undertakings, and you have to defend the area versus the onslaught of enemies. So this one is specifically only 6 rounds. Basically, at the end of the 6th round, you will either have a score of 1 or higher, and how a score is calculated is you all start with 4 points, and for each enemy within that player that objective zone, it minuses from your 4-point score. So if 3, basically, different enemies can be different score points. But if you have at least 1 point or more, you are all set to go.
We have a collective 4 points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at the end of the
We're supposed to start in that green square,
Yes, start in the green square.
and we are defending the green square.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're missing one person on the map.
Let's see, is that Justin's mech?
I think I.
Yeah,
Am I?
he's green.
Oh, there I am. I can't move me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I can't move me.
Okay. Diablo's mech. It says you can be edited. Are you sure you can't drag your mech onto the map, Justin?
Go to your journal.
Try and move me.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm done.
No, it's okay. So yeah,
Yeah, they
so
have kind of similar silhouettes.
yeah. You guys actually deploy first. So go ahead and you choose all your positions within that objective zone or player deployment zone, I should say. And then I deploy enemy forces in both this zone and this zone. Now, just to let you know, if you look down at the bottom, the 3 points down here and at the top, those ingress zones are where reinforcements can come from. So while originally the enemy deployment zone, the first round is going to be enemies that show up on the right side here. From each round after the first, there will be enemies that can deploy in each of these ingress zones.
Okay. And El Diablo, he saw mechs coming from like the direction of the deployment zones.
Correct. Yes. So yeah.
These
yeah, go.
H's.
Yes.
These are heights.
Correct. Yes.
How high is a height of 1 versus a height of 2?
Think of it as the same as your mech sizes. So a size 1 mech only occupies 1 hex, whereas size 2 mech occupies like 3 hexes, and so on and so forth. Just imagine that, like width-wise, is the same as height-wise.
Okay.
So I could get full cover being like having like a height 1 between me and the enemy. Like they just can't see me if that is the case.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It has to be just the same height as your mech, but everybody should be a mech size 1, so anything with an H1 or higher should completely cover you.
Cool.
And to everybody else who we'll get more into cover later, but there's soft cover and hard cover. And hard cover is what the height 1 covers these guys, and it adds +2 difficulty to any ranged attack against you. But yeah, so if everybody is everybody deployed where they want to deploy in the objective zone, in the player deployment zone?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So in the enemy deployment zone, you see these guys at the top. Boom! And I'll explain a few things here in a second, but... And these guys into the south. Whoops. This guy should be... There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, the important thing to know, just like how we're kind of doing a turn-by-turn deployment like right now, that's the cool thing about Lancer. Lancer has these preset sit reps that are already in the game, in the main Lancer core book, that kind of explain kind of like the objectives in each combat, which is cool. So it's not just show up and attack the person. It's very much, here's certain objectives you have to do within a certain round. So, like I said, there's 4 points you guys start with, but each enemy that enters into this objective zone reduces that point by 1. So now it doesn't matter if it ends the round with having less than 1 point or anything like that. What matters is at the end of the 6th round, you must have a score of 1 or higher. So you have to have less than 4 enemies in the zone on the 6th round, at the end of the 6th round. So,
Okay.
and that's what this type of holdout is.
So the only thing that matters is how many people are in it at the end of the round.
The 6th round.
Correct. We don't really need to keep track throughout the middle. Okay.
That's right. So people at home, you may be what difference between like D&D and this is that it's very much an open discussion between your players and how everything kind of unfolds. Your players should know that these are the objectives and this is what they need to do by the 6th round and everything like that. That should be all well established beforehand. So the other thing you guys will know is the scan ability provides more information, but information that is always available is the type of mech and any titles they may have. So like, for example, these guys up in the front, this is specifically what Justin saw earlier. The 2 up front here with kind of the assault rifle and the bayonet in front of it, those are assault type NPCs. Those are assault type mechs. And they look a little different, but they don't have any other titles. Like an example title would be, it'd be an assault type mech that's also a grunt, but it doesn't have that. If it was an assault type mech that was a grunt, that means it would be able to function normally as a NPC or like an assault NPC, but instead of having the health that it does have, it would have only 1 HP. So that's some of the information that what you as pilots would widely know, but if you want to know more, you'd have to scan the mech. But we can go more into that as we kind of progress combat. So you have assault mechs in the front, behind them is a hive type mech, and then in the bottom right, above the assault and the hive is a support type mech, and in the top right is a bastion type mech. So that's the information that you guys kind of have right now. But with that, we can go ahead and kind of start the combat. But before we do, does anybody have any questions about the setup for this first combat before we get started?
What does the word bastion mean?
Bastion? Like a fortified wall. Yeah? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, a projecting part of a fortification built at an angle to the line of a wall. So there we are.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And with that, we're going to begin your very first combat. So you guys have crash landed here and all of a sudden are being assaulted by ground mech teams. So how combat works in Lancer is instead of rolling for initiative like D&D or other systems kind of do, it's players always go first. Players always go first in the sense of they nominate who they want to go first. And then after that person is gone, the game master chooses a mech to go next. And then the players get to choose next who they want to go, followed by me. So it's a very much back and forth of going back and forth between who goes next. So what you guys are first going to do is nominate who you want to go first.
So I'll say no, I probably want to go last because my main weapons are ordnance weapons. So I want to wait till like things get in range.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about moving forward and scanning the bastion so we could have information. That might be something good to go at the beginning.
I was gonna say I have a howitzer and they're in range, and it's blast range of 2. So whichever group I can target both. I could hit all of the enemies in one blast.
I will say they technically haven't fired on us yet, and we were instructed not to fire on things unless
No,
fired
wait.
upon.
Didn't you explicitly say like when they were coming in, they shot warning like shots were going over?
Overhead, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, hey, you know what? Overhead's close enough to my head. That's
yeah, Spencer narrated suppressive fire on us. I
Yeah.
think that counts.
You feel like that's sufficient?
Yeah,
I mean, we were also shot down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Mothman, you've got the connection to the commanding officer. You are free to ask if.
Yeah, you can request permission to.
Permission to fire?
Is that I'm pulling up the list of quick actions and full actions right now. Is that like a quick action to do that?
You know,
Maybe
I'm going to say narratively, but combat has not started. We haven't taken the first turn yet. I'm going to say, like, as the mechs were approaching, maybe El Diablo, Justin's character, saw these, radioed into, like, you guys, what are we going to do? Then Mothman radios up to the Rio Grande and is like, hey, are we, like, is it okay if we engage? And Rio...
Does this classify as under fire? Please advise.
Rio goes, Rio, the non-human person, goes, "Pilot, you are authorized to fire. They shot you down."
Thank
Thanks,
God.
thanks, Rio.
And so-
I relay that to the team. Hey guys, Rio up top says we're cool to go ham.
You can already see like my robot start to like heat up a little bit.
yeah.
Like it's already ejecting like steam.
Well, in that case, I'm still cool with going first and using.
You want to use your howitzer? Have at it.
All right, Nye, you're going first. Now, real quick, to everybody else at home, how combat kind of works. Do you kind of want to describe what you're choosing to do and how that kind of fits into the action economy?
Yeah, so there's quick actions and full action. Well, there's movement, quick actions, and full actions, and anyone could correct me if I'm wrong. But movement is just like you would think. And then you basically have the equivalent of like 2 quick actions.
Yeah.
And you can either take 2 quick actions or you can take a full action. A full action is going to be like an example is a quick action is I'm going to fire 1 weapon. A full action is I'm going to use a barrage and I'm going to fire 2. Now the downside with the quick actions is you can't use the same quick action twice in a row. So like one of the quick actions is to burst, which in like D&D terms is to what is the word? Why am I blanking on it?
Do you mean boost and dash?
What did I say? Yeah. Sorry. Yes. There's boosting, which is equivalent to dashing in like D&D. That's like a quick action. But I couldn't do that twice. So I can't use my full action to do that twice. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 quick action to fire my howitzer. It is an ordnance weapon, so I specifically have to fire it before I move on my turn.
Yeah.
So do you guys want me to hit the top or the bottom? Who should I aim at? Because I think I can get both.
I would say the top. I think I'm planning
Top?
to open it up on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to aim at these top guys with my howitzer. It's a blast weapon, meaning that when it lands, it can potentially do more damage to the area around the target. It's a blast range of 2. So any hex within 2 tiles of my target could potentially be damaged. I have a range of 20, so effectively I can hit anything within 20 plus or minus 2 tiles. And I'm going to use the skirmish action, which is going to fire 1 weapon, and I will fire at the top. Now, it is inaccurate, so I will have the difficulty effect, but it is arcing, so I can fire over obstacles, so I can hit them from essentially anywhere, I guess, unless I'm inside of a building. But right now, that should be fine. So that is a D20 minus a D6, right?
Yes.
The difficulty?
Okay. Yeah.
D20 minus D6.
I think you have to roll. Do you roll that for each target?
Correct. Yes, because each target will have a different evasion.
Okay. So that was a bad roll. That's going to be this first guy right in the middle who I'm pointing at right now, who's 20 away.
Yeah,
The
that's
next
the
roll-
assault. Yes.
Yeah. The next roll is going to be for the guy to the right.
The
and
high.
The roll
Yep.
after that's going to be for the guy above him.
Okay.
So roll number 2. -5. That's not a good roll. And roll number 3. Also not a great roll. So I fired, but all 3 enemies were unaffected. But that was only a quick action, so I'm going to use the rest of my quick action, to actually kind of run over here behind this height 1
Object. Yeah.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Which my speed is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can stand there, I'll stand there.
Yeah, so that is where the object is at. So
Okay.
in order to stand on top of there, do you have a boost system to get on top of it, or are you trying specifically to get around it?
I'm trying to get around it, but I'm going to use my boost quick action.
Yeah,
So I'm between my movement and the quick action, I can.
you can get behind there. Cool,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, yeah, you're currently granted hard cover from from the enemies you've seen so far.
What does like climbing look like again? Is it just half your movement? Like it takes
It is.
2?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I guess it would probably take, like, if I was climbing from 0 to 3, would
Yeah.
that be 6 points of movement, 4 points of movement?
6. Hold on. Oh no.
Well, are we at? If we're at 0, then 0 to 1 is 2. 1 to 2 is 4. 2 to 3 is 6. So that would check out.
Yep. As he was asking, because we're height 1, and so like
Yeah.
we're kind of pulling ourselves up from a height of 1. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the end of Nye's turn, though, correct? So,
Yes.
okay, cool. Well, the first enemy that's gonna move is actually probably this assault class down here. So his movement is
So to answer my question, we just
Yeah.
can't without some sort of like boost system. Like if you don't have like any of those like systems that let you move like vertically at all,
Mhm.
a height 1 mech can only jump like up 1. It can't go from like 0 up to 3.
Unless you have a really big speed.
You can't just like clamber up, kind of thing.
So I'm not really seeing where it lets you do that.
You clamber up a height 1. Anything beyond that, like unless you have boosters.
I'm not
Mhm.
seeing climbing as a thing you can do.
Right, because I assume like height 1 is as tall as the average height 1 mech, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
so that's
implication.
like, I think that's the clamber up that you're talking about here. Like, so I think you could also argue that you could go from height 1 to height 2. But
Right.
you
The book
can't just go from 0 to 2.
Yeah, the book describes like
Which
jumping
makes-
up a height from like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, but it doesn't describe being able to like climb from 0 to 3.
Right.
Or like you could jump 0 to 3 if you have like those like flight capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Spencer's moving that guy.
Yep, sorry. I was planning out the next move while you guys were discussing that. So basically, this bastion moved from here to here. He moved 4 hexes, and so let's see here. It's not the
So I'm
right-
behind a height 3 thing, right? So I have cover.
Unless he
I mean,
lob it over.
yeah.
I'm assuming. What?
I guess the only thing I was saying, you'd have cover unless he can lob it over like the howitzer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Let's see here.
Wait, who am I? He looks like the sort of thing that.
Speaking of, yes. So I just to show this, it's not gonna hit, so don't worry. But basically, yes. So there is a height 3, like you were saying, Justin, object right here, which would provide hard cover for you, which means any kind of attack you would go against you, we'd have to roll 2 different d6s. In Lancer, whenever you're making a roll, there are things called accuracy and difficulty. And that means you have to add a d6 to whatever you're rolling for the d20. Some things will grant you more accuracy, some things will grant you more difficulty. The important thing to know is if you have both accuracy and difficulty, they will cancel each other out, and you just roll whatever is remaining, whether that's positive accuracy, positive difficulty, or neither, because they cancel each other out. Normally, if he has 2 difficulty, he would have to roll that d20 attack and take the lower d6 difficulty result and minus that from his d20 roll. But yes, the Bastion here does have what's called an arcing weapon, and because of that, he can basically shoot the projectile over whatever object is in the way in an arc, so that you do not benefit from cover. However, the range is 8 and the blast is 1, so that means he would only be able to shoot here. Wait, Yeah, the range is 8, so he would only be able to shoot to here, and the blast range wouldn't reach you. So he fires kind of like he just kind of fires a shot over, it hits right here, and since it is a blast range of 1, it just affects all the hexes in an outward circle from there, but nowhere near you guys, so that he doesn't do anything else. But yeah, so that is his move. And let's go ahead and have you guys nominate the next person. Now, I do want to clarify, in the exact rules of Lancer, it does say whoever went last nominates the next person to go. I know we've been doing it. Yeah, so I know we normally are kind of like, oh, whoever wants to go next, but I do want to specify that is technically how it works.
So who went last? Was that Chris?
That
was Nye.
So Nye, please nominate who you'd like to go next.
And also, just to explain how the Bastion works, he got his one move, and then he chose a quick action. Oh, I guess one of his quick actions was just to fire. Let's see here. To fire one of his weapons, which was a skirmish. But he could take his other quick action to boost, but I did not choose to do that. So, anyways, Nye, as you're saying.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Ash.
For the quick tech action bolster, characters receive +2 accuracy on the next skill check or save. Is that different from an attack?
A save is typically stuff like to resist being knocked prone, or sometimes you have to make hollow checks to do other things and such like that. So yeah, that's what a save is.
Awesome.
But yes, do you nominate anybody to go next?
Can you not hear us?
Oh, he can't hear us.
Can't hear us.
So who wants to go next?
I guess.
I would like to go next if possible. I'm planning to do some support stuff to help everyone else that's going next.
Go for it. And I did find the climbing stuff in case it matters for you, Titan.
What's the climbing stuff?
Like moving through difficult terrain, characters climb at half their usual speed. Each space moved is equivalent to moving 2 spaces normally. A successful hull or agility check might be required to climb particularly difficult surfaces without falling. So I think climbing a height 3 thing from height 0 would be 6.
6 movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry, I should clarify. He did use his full action because he fired his main base weapon. So, yes. So, anyways, keep going, Ash.
So I'm going to first take my movement, and then I'm planning to take 2 quick actions. So my first one is going to be boost, which gives me up to 4 additional movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my second quick action, I am going to take a quick tech action to invade.
All right.
When you invade, you mount a direct electronic attack against a target. To invade, make a tech attack against a target or character within sensors in line of sight. On a success, your target takes 2 heat and you choose one of the invasion options available to you. So for my tech attacks, I get a +2 because I have the Chomaluma mech.
Oh yeah, that was one of the other mechs that you could choose as a start. Most everybody gets the Everest, but the Chomaluma is specific to the Solstice Reign campaign and is more of a hacker mech.
So I have a sensors of 15. So I am going to target the Bastion because he is within my range.
Okay.
So that'll be a d20 plus 2 tech attack against the Bastion for a 19.
All right. The Bastion E defense is that hits his E defense.
Great. So, let's look at my success. So, my target takes 2 heat.
Nice.
I get to choose one of the invasion options available to you, and again, because I picked this, I'm going to choose one of from my advanced intrusion package that I get from my Choma-Luma. The balance control lockout invade action. Push your target 2 spaces in any direction and knock them prone.
Well, pull them closer.
You want them closer?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will. How do I ping? 1, 2. Can we, Spencer, move them to this hex?
Yeah. 1, 2. Like that, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
Perfect.
And we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Because I have the Choma-Luma, I have a frame trait called Data Siphon. Whenever the Choma-Luma makes a tech attack against a hostile character, it may also automatically scan them.
Awesome.
So it's almost like I get 2 free two quick tech actions for the price of 1.
That's
So
right.
to scan, ask the GM one of the following pieces of information, which they must answer honestly. So it says as one of the first options is your target's weapon systems and full stats. Do I get one of those pieces of information? Is that how that works?
I'm
Or
trying to find that page. What is that page again?
I'm on CompCon.
Okay, I found it. It is on page 69 and 70. Specifically, 70 scan says when you scan, you use it to scan, choose a character or object within the lens or sight, and ask the GM for one of the following pieces of information. So it's one of the 3 bullet points. So it's either
So
your target's
I picked
weapon.
the first bullet point.
All right, HP, speed, evasion, armor, mech skills, and so on. So yes, this is a Bastion. It has its HP is 10, so it's 10 out of 10 currently. Its speed is 4. Its evasion is 8. Its armor is, does it have armor? Yes, it has 3 armor. Yeah, it should be 3 armor. Yeah, 3 armor. And let's see here. Its mech skills, yes. So while it has normal skills, it's a very big, like, the style of mech for Bastion is like having other enemies near it, so it can use it as, so other allied characters can use the Bastion for hardcover. So if an enemy is next to the Bastion, or another enemy is next to the Bastion, they can use the Bastion as hardcover. But also it has a protocol that it can kind of set up like a defensive shield. Protocols are activated at the beginning of your turn before you do anything else, but it and one allied character gains resistance to all damage dealt by one character within the line of sight. So the Bastion may choose a new allied character or target as a protocol, and the allied character loses resistance if it breaks adjacency. So, like I said, the biggest thing the Bastion does is that when other enemies are next to it, they gain a bunch of bonuses like hardcover, resistance, stuff like that. It also has a shield. So the first time it's hit successfully by a ranged or melee attack each round, all damage is reduced to 0. And that is the Bastion.
Okay.
I relay that information on the comm lines to everybody else so they can have that information.
Perfect.
And I think that's the end of my turn.
Yeah. Did you have something to say, Justin, before the enemies go?
Yeah. Can someone ping its field? Can someone ping the Bastion's field down? Because I can really lay the hurt on it if you can knock its fields down for me.
Cool. All right. Well, the enemies are going to go next. And it's going to be this hive down here in the bottom right. So the hive moves. Is going to. Sorry, I'm double checking to see.
Got to get around those thingies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're height 4, and height 1.
So I should clarify. So just like NPCs work very, very similar to player characters. So I should clarify that while skirmish is a quick action, you can use skirmishes to attack with one auxiliary main or heavy weapon, and a barrage, which is a full action, is 2 auxiliary main or heavy weapons, or 1 super heavy. And the Bastion's weapon was just a main launcher, so he could have done something else, but that's okay. That's how I use the turn. I just want to make sure I was explaining to at home just kind of how that worked. But what the drone is going to do, what the hive is going to do, is it is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's probably going to boost here. Yeah. How far away is this person? 9. Okay, yeah. So it will boost 1, 2, 3, 4, avoiding all of that difficult terrain. And now this person is within 7 hexes. So that is, I think that's Chris, right? Chris, that's your Hailstorm mech?
Yep.
Okay, great. So it's within a range of 8. So he is going to make an attack against you. And he got a 5. So that first attack does not hit you. Actually, yeah, he boosted. So he only got 1 skirmish attack. So he does not hit you with his attack since that was 5. So that is the end of that hive's turn. And then Ashley went last. So Ashley, you get to nominate who goes next.
So we've had Nye go. I've gone. Justin ideally wants someone to take down that shield.
What needs to be done to take down the shield, Spencer?
We just need to damage
It
it.
just happens once per round.
Gotcha.
So the first time the Bastion is successfully hit by a ranged or melee attack, each round all damage is reduced to 0. And I'm sorry, can I interrupt real quick? So it turns out I'm still learning these NPCs, so please forgive me. But
Right.
the main attack, this is very interesting. So like I said, even though skirmishes is only 1 attack from a weapon and barrage is 2, it does specifically say this weapon makes 2 attacks at a time, targeting either the same character or 2 different ones. So Chris, I am going to target you again. I'm sorry. And the next one is a 10 to hit against your evasion.
Yep, that's a hit.
Okay. So, there are several different types of damage. This actually does burn damage. So how burn damage works is, I can pull up the exact page, but it's kind of like a damage over time effect. So currently you have 3 burn on you, and you're going to take that damage. Hold on, let me bring it up specifically.
I'm gonna roll a whole check to see if I clear the burn, I think.
Correct, yes. Basically, you have to make an engineering check at the end of each turn to see if you clear it. Statuses and conditions. That should be it. Nope. Burn damage is not in there. Okay.
No, it'll be in the damage, along with the other types of damage.
What page is that?
I think it's in harm, 67.
There it is. Yes, burn. So page 67. Yeah. So when you take burn damage, it's 2 effects. First, you immediately take 3 burn damage right now, Chris, and it ignores armor. Then just make sure you mark down that you have 3 burn on you currently, and at the end of your turn, you with characters with burn must mark an engineering check. On a success, you clear all the burn, but if you don't, you take that burn damage equal to whatever you make. And then So, okay, cool. So that's what's going on right now. Anywho, now continue.
Spencer, did you remember to mark the Bastion as prone?
No, I didn't realize he went prone. Okay,
He went prone.
let me go ahead and mark. Here we go. Oh, that symbol did not appear. I'm going to turn him sideways.
Okay, and prone characters get an accuracy when attacking them.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great. So maybe I don't know if. Well, I know that Chris was thinking about attacking, or Hailstorm was thinking about attacking the enemies in the bottom, and now he may have to do some stuff with burn.
I can go
Maybe. Do you want to go?
attack the dudes in the north, I guess.
Sounds good. I nominate Dalton.
Backfire is my code name. Thank you, Python.
I nominate Backfire.
All right. Let's see here. My speed is 4.
Doesn't backfire on me.
3.
Why would you put that out there?
And then I'm going to not open my terminal.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do one quick action to boost. I've done my movement. I'm going to quick action boost for another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. Okay. I'm going to fire my heat lance. Is that what it's called? Thermal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire my thermal lance as a skirmish. For one thing. So it's going to. It hits in a line. At a range of 10, so it's going to hit. You can kind of. I don't know if you can see me measuring.
I cannot right now. Oh, there we are.
I can.
Yes.
I can't hit all 3 of them, but I can hit the first 2 in that
Yeah.
line. Do you see how?
So the Bastion and the Hive mech in the back, right? Not the Assault?
I can't hit. No, I said the first 2. I can't hit the hive mech. It's 11 spaces away.
Got it. Okay, sorry, there's 2 lines there. So, okay. So the Bastion thing.
Orange one.
Yeah, the orange one.
Got it.
So I can hit these 2 in a line. The first one, I have, since I'll attack the Bastion first, I have advantage on, right? Because he is
Prone.
prone.
No, is that advantage or is that like an accuracy?
It's an
It
accuracy.
gains an accuracy. Yep.
Can we talk about how accuracy works?
Yeah, so for every point of accuracy, I will roll an extra d6 and add the highest one to my d20 roll. So I have 1 d6. So I'm just going to roll it and add that to my number. On my d20, I rolled a 15 on my d20 and a 3 for my accuracy. Add those together is a total of 18.
Oh, yeah, that smashes his defense.
Okay. So the thermal lance does 1d6 plus 3 energy damage.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Is that armor piercing too?
I don't think it's armor piercing. It's just energy damage. So 7.
Great. Now, because he has his shield, that's reduced to 0 this turn.
Okay.
But it works
so
for the other one.
Now I roll for the other guy.
Yep.
We have to make two separate attacks.
Yeah, because I think the shield just takes all 7 damage. It doesn't like over.
Yeah, it specifically says the first time it's successfully hit with a ranged or melee attack each round, all damage is reduced to 0.
Yeah. And then I did not hit the assault guy
Okay.
in the back.
Huh.
But, cool.
And was that a full action? Because
No, I did a quick action to boost and a quick action to
to fire.
To
Okay,
fire.
cool.
I took 2 heat to use my thermal lance. That's something I like. The thermal lance just does. And then I am also. I guess I'm not allowed.
Oh.
They're quick actions, not free action. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that is it for
I'm
me.
ready.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, one of the NPCs is going to go real quick
Mhm.
first. So this support mech is actually going to move right down here. Let's see here. He is going to move 8 because he's also going to boost. So he's going to do 2 quick actions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So he's going to do 2 quick, his move and then a quick action. Then his other quick action, let's see here. Twice. I'm just double checking to see if he can do anything else on a quick action. Build check. In range 5. I don't think anybody's within range 5. Nope. Okay. Okay. He is going to do a, let's see, what is his range? Sorry, still learning. There's a lot to know and everything. I wanted to see his sensor range and everything. Okay, he does have a 10 sensor range, which is Chris's range. Let's see here. Quick actions. He is going to try to invade you, Chris. So invade is a quick tech action. So he is going to make a d20 roll against your E defense. So I don't think he gets any kind of bonuses to that. No, he sure don't. Okay, so let's see. Little d20, and he got a 3, so it doesn't work. But normally, if invade does work against your E defense, which is different from evade, on success you would take 2 heat, and I could also fragment your signal, which you would make you impaired and slowed to the end of your next turn. But I rolled a 3, so nothing. He didn't do anything for that. So that is the end of the support's turn. And Dalton, since you went last, you get to nominate who goes next. And though I know that Justin was raring to go.
I think Justin was raring to go unless Chris really wanted to do something.
I'm all good.
All right, El Diablo, you're up. I dropped a shield. You're up.
Perfect. Okay, so I am going to move like right behind. Where's my select tool? There we go. Right behind Dalton. And then, so, Spencer, how is the Bastion looking?
The Bastion has not been hurt, but his shield is down because Dalton did his thermal lance last turn. So
He's
any
also
attack,
prone.
he is prone, so you get accuracy against with attacks against him.
Oh, that's awesome. So I am going to, first thing I'm going to do is a protocol. I'm going to nominate the Bastion as my, deflector shield target.
Yeah.
It takes 1 heat, and his attacks have +2 difficulty against me.
Cool.
And then I am going to also use this initiative trait that once per scene, I can take any quick action as a free action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to free action boost right now.
Great.
So,
Yeah, that's an important thing to know at home. So a scene can be think of as like one combat. While there can be multiple combats in a mission, a once per scene thing can basically be used once per combat. In real time and kind of outside of combat, it's like an hour and a half of time, I think, is how it kind of works usually for the thing. But yes, so sorry, continue on, Justin.
Awesome. I'm going to boost. I split 1, 2, 3, 4, right there onto that difficult terrain.
Ooh! Because you have a flight system, don't you?
I have a boost system, so I can just pop up and map down. So
yeah, I can't remember exactly which one it
really
is.
apply to me.
Got it.
It's the
Cool.
it's if anybody's trying to see what like the system is, the Rapid Burst jump jet system.
Jump
you
jet.
When you boost,
Yes.
but your movement must end on the ground or another solid surface.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna land in the difficult terrain, but
Yeah,
not really.
that's why you're unaffected by it.
Yep. And then since that was a free action, I believe then I can use the barrage. Correct?
Yes.
Oh, before I take.
Wait, did you boost though? You said you
He
boosted.
said he
so
did it
that-
as a.
I use the initiative trait. It's like a thing I get for my mech, the Everest mech.
Got it.
It's here.
Uh,
Oh, he wants to see, yeah.
So, and then I am going to use my exemplar pilot talent.
Yeah.
So the first time I attack a hostile creature within a range of 3, hit or miss, I give them the exemplar's mark as a free action, which means that as long as they're the target of that, once per round we roll an attack against some guys.
Cool.
But you also have to use the second result, whether it's worse or better. Okay, cool. So I guess the first thing I will do then is I will roll 1d20 and 2d6. 1 because of my feature Vanguard, which gives me +1 accuracy with QCB weapons, which my shotgun has that tag.
Perfect.
And they are in the lane. They are in 3 for me, so they got that. So no matter what happens, they still get the thing. And then does an 11 hit?
So you actually don't add the accuracy together. So you would take the highest accuracy, so it'd be 4 + 5, which would actually be a 9. And that's against the Bastion, correct?
Yeah.
Which we revealed earlier when Ashley did the scan. His evade is only 8. So yes,
Oh.
you do hit with that.
Oh, nice. All right, I forgot that we said that his evade was only 8. Okay, cool. So he does 1d6 damage there. Let me roll with that bad boy.
Three.
Attack again.
So on that first attack, while you're rolling your second attack, he does have 3 armor. And how armor works is basically whatever armor number they have, that's how much it minuses the damage. So unfortunately, he has 3 armor, so that negates out the damage. But go ahead and roll your second damage.
Ah, damn. All right, well. Okay.
Because it is kinetic energy or explosive.
For a second. I should be pinging it to bring down its armor. That's my bad, guys.
So I don't think we can like remove the armor. It sounds like any amount of damage is always going to be reduced by 3 to it.
Yeah.
Unless we have an armor piercing weapon, or I can use my smart weapon.
No, I mean pinging down its shield.
Yeah. No worries. That's part of like learning about it. You know, you guys are like fresh pilots, like coming out of like the academy, and just like you've textbook learned this kind of stuff, but you don't know exactly how it all functions. So it's okay. I mean, heck, I was making mistakes in my first round too, so it's all good. But Justin, you said that was the end of your turn, right?
Yeah, 2 weapon attacks. That was not the amount of damage I was hoping to do. I'm sorry. All right, well.
Okay.
Let's see. I nominate.
Get your shit together, El Diablo. I don't know why you guys are okay with him just like shitting the bed like this. We're about to die.
You sound like Mothman.
You can definitely still nominate somebody right now if you want, Justin. I think Chris is the only one left, and one
then I nominate
go
Chris.
next.
Yes.
This assault mech up here is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He moves right there because yes, that's how far he moved. Let's see here. Can he range of 4, 6, 8. Okay. He is going to attack probably Justin right here because you are the closest within range. He is attacking you with his assault rifle.
Okay.
He is barraging, so he's probably gonna fire it twice at you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. First attack was only a 3, so his assault rifle does have the trait reliable though, which means that it always does at least 2 damage. So while he missed an attack, you still take 2 damage from it.
Okay.
And he did miss his second attack because that was a 6, and I don't think your evade is 6, right? So
No, my evade I think is higher than that.
great.
Yeah.
So he does 2 more damage to you with his reliable trait, but he doesn't do any more damage than that. And
That's okay.
since Chris is left, yes, go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Yeah.
It's a reliable trait, which is fine, but to clarify, so like, a reliable trait, but only on my. So is he firing 2 weapons that both have the reliable, or is he firing the same weapon twice?
He was like, yeah.
The NPCs don't work quite the same as player characters do.
And,
Like,
and that's fine. I just want to ask.
yeah.
Let's see here. Do I have to use a different weapon? That's a good question. Player character.
So if you use the barrage skill, and again, from a player perspective, the barrage skill says you have to use 2 different weapon mounts. So in that case, assuming it's the same for NPCs, I don't know, they would not be able to use the same weapon twice.
Yeah, it says the NPC attacks with up to 2 auxiliary main or heavy weapons, or 1 super heavy weapon. Just says up to 2. So would that
me,
be
that
two
implies
one?
2 different, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So then, instead, only one of those damages would hit you, Justin. So you only take 2 damage. So reverse 2 of that damage off of you.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
really-
in the core rulebook for players, it says a barrage attack. You attack with 2 weapons or a single super heavy weapon,
Yeah.
Oh,
which
my bad.
implies you would use 2 different like mounts.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that is how it's supposed to be done. So thank you for that correction, Nye. So
Did they call out the difference between like a super heavy and a heavy weapon on the weapon type?
yes.
You shouldn't have a super heavy weapon right now.
Yeah.
No, I have a heavy charged blade.
It's just a heavy weapon then. Yeah, you're okay with it.
It'll be labeled as super
Like-
heavy if it is a super heavy.
Like there's a mount, or not a mount. It takes up 2 mounts to use a super heavy weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna fire both my RPGs at
Yeah.
the support mech.
Okay. Yeah. At the support met back here.
Yeah. There's no accuracy for it just being big, right?
No, it has its own evade and E defense.
Okay. Ah, 14 and a 2.
14 does hit.
Okay, and then since the blast 2, I'm also gonna roll the other 2 for like the little hive guy.
Okay.
10. Oh, damn. The 10 hit the hives.
Yes, the 10 hits.
Do I roll damage separately as well for all of those?
I think it's only for. Let's see here. I can double check.
What's your question, Chris?
So for like a blast weapon, do you roll damage separately for each thing you hit, or do you roll it once per blast? Or like...
I think you have to roll it to
I did
hit
my blast
damage
weapon
each time.
earlier. I did a different attack roll.
Yeah, I did different hit rolls for each enemy.
Then I would assume to be different damage. If they're different attacks.
Yeah.
Chris, did you roll super bad on one of them?
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. Sorry, I thought we could use my bonus roll, but probably only applies to this guy. My bad.
I was trying to read it.
Oh.
I thought I read somewhere that you only roll damage
I
once,
lose
but you
everybody?
roll to hit multiple.
Like the hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to just hop down behind the ship.
Yeah. So just to clarify, that damage was to the support mech, right?
It was a blast, so it hits both of them. It hit both of them.
Oh, okay.
So-
Got it. They both take
Yeah.
damage. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Got it. Okay.
And that is my turn.
Great. So I think the only two I have left are these two in the back here, this assault mech and this hive mech. So I'm going to go ahead and take that turn. Since all the players have gone, I'm just going to go ahead and move these guys. So the hive mech at the top here is going to move 2, 3, 4. He can attack up to... He is going to attack you, Dalton. He is gonna do, let's see here. He moved, and he's gonna take a skirmish action for his main weapon, which is like a barrage of ranged attacks. Oh, I guess I should have clarified this. So it's kind of like a barrage of like missiles coming at you that this like hive mech kind of shoots out at you. It's the same thing that attacked Chris. And I should have clarified before, it is a smart weapon and it's a seeking weapon. So smart weapons attack E defense instead of evasion. And seeking weapons means that as long as it's possible to draw a straight path to the target, the weapon ignores cover and doesn't require line of sight. So he is going to make this attack against you and got a 17. And just like with Chris, it doesn't deal normal damage. It does 3 burn damage to you.
Okay.
At the same time, yeah. Oh, sorry, what?
I have to roll my engineering check at the end of my turn to see if I drop the burning.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that, Chris.
10's the difficulty, right?
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
So good. You clear your burn. You don't take any more damage. But Dalton, it like I said before. Oh no, I did that wrong. It only attacks once. I'm sorry, Chris. It only attacks once. I was reading the description. It says at tier 2, so that's like a different tier of attack. So it only does the 1 barrage of missiles. So Dalton, you only take that 3 burn damage, and that's it.
Okay.
But it does have another quick action since that was a skirmish for its main weapon. And let's see here. And it's probably going to do this quick tech attack against you, Justin. So he's going to make a tech attack against you within sensors, which is, yes, you're within sensors. All right, well, so he's making a tech attack against you. So he got a 12. Does a 12 beat your E defense?
Probably.
Okay.
I would guess it would.
You're muted, Judson.
Since so
Typically, everyone would have a base of 8 with
8.
the.
Yeah, most of you don't bring out to 10.
I figured. I just wanted to double check. Thank you guys. He is going to now be immobilized and impaired. Yes.
Okay.
So if that 12 was successful against you, you are going to be immobilized and impaired until the end of your next turn. So that means. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
No worries.
Was that on a save?
It was a tech attack against your E defense.
Okay, never mind then. All right,
So until the end of your next turn, you just can't make any voluntary movements. And being impaired means that you have +1 difficulty on all attack, saves, and skill checks. And this lasts until the end of your next turn. It was like a barrage, it was a drone barrage against you. And then next up, right, for until the end of your next turn. And so this assault down here is now going to move. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably move right there. Can he reach Chris? That is 10. Jason at least went out there. So he is going to use a bonus, Yeah, he's going to use a quick action. I was going to call it a bonus action. A quick action to get next to this support mech here. And then, Chris, you are within 10 hexes. So he is going to then... Now, Chris, you definitely have...
Chris had to leave for a second.
Right, okay. Well, he has hard cover with this ship right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means all attacks against him have +2 difficulty. So he would have to make this roll with +2 difficulty. However, he does get an accuracy that I'm not going to reveal why he gets accuracy. He just does get one. So he's going to roll this attack with 1 difficulty. And I don't think... Well, does an 8 hit Chris? I guess we'll see what 8 if Chris has an 8 evade, because Chris is actually using a different mech from No Room for a Wallflower. That is a campaign, another campaign that Lancer has done. So I wonder if I can look up his mech real quick. Or No Room.
I'm on Con. I can.
I mean, you can, but he might have different
He's using.
evasion based off of his pilot abilities.
Is just
So we'll
base evasion. Evasion. So is it the Sagarmatha? That has an evasion base of 8.
Mm-hmm.
So his evasion will only go up.
Yeah. So we'll resolve that here in a second when Chris comes back. But for now, that would be the end of the round. So at the end of the round, like we were saying before, so that's like a 1 full round of Lancer combat. At the beginning of this round, I'm going to have reinforcements move in, but just like last round, players get to go first, like always, and you guys get to nominate who you want to go first. But before we do that, I am going to move in at the top here. There's an ingress zone at the top right, if you can see up here, and I'm going to say you guys see 2 mechs approach the battlefield. I'm going to put them... Let's see, I'm going to put this guy right here and this guy right here. But they are, if you guys can see, they have green dots attached to them, and that's to signify that both of them are grunts. So they only have 1 HP. You guys know that. The one to the left is an assault grunt. The one to the right is called a Ronin grunt. And so that is what's there. So I just want to let you guys know that those guys appear on the battlefield.
Good to know.
Chris,
Looks
Uh,
like Chris
we-
is back.
Yes, we had to resolve. Did I if I remember correctly, I said it was a 9 against his evade. Is that what I said, or was it 8?
You said 8.
8.
You got
So,
it. You got an 8.
Yes, I got an 8.
My evasion is 8, so do I
That
lose on a
does-
tie?
Yes. If
Okay, the
it-
person doing the action wins on the tie. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So he was using his heavy assault rifle. So he does 6 kinetic damage against you.
Cool.
And then that was the end of that round. But anyways, we're back at the start of turn order. We have some reinforcements on the battlefield, but the good news is nobody's made it to the objective zone. So you guys still have 4 points in total, and we are at the start of the second round. So, who is nominated to go first?
I think Ashley
I go.
first. Or what?
I'm just gonna stabilize her.
I think, or I feel like he should.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, the person that went last gets to nominate first. So I'm just gonna stabilize and repair. So reload and spend a repair capacity to heal up to full health. Turn.
Cool.
I will nominate Justin since I like you want to go.
Okay.
Wait, can you stabilize?
What was your question, Kai?
Well, hold on one second, Justin, because if Chris went first, there's got to be an NPC that goes before you. But I think, yeah, Nai had a question.
Can you stabilize and repair?
Repairing is part
Yeah.
of stabilizing.
Yes. So stabilizing an action, you get to pick like 2 out of the 3 options, I think, right? So the options are like repair, clear statuses, or reload, I think I want to say, right?
I'm looking at it. It says reload, patch up, and cool down, or end conditions.
Okay,
Is
cool.
patch up just repairing then?
Yeah. Yeah, you spend a repair capacity to heal up to full health.
And this is on page 71. So Lancer does give a full list of each of the quick actions and full actions in detail on these pages, and we're specifically talking about stabilize on page 71. But yeah, so okay. So Chris, you stabilized, and so now one of the NPCs are going to go. So if I remember correctly, to clear the prone condition, you have to spend half your movement to stand up, right? Let me double check that.
That's what it is in D&D.
It is. That is what it is in D&D. I think I remember specifically like reading that and being like, oh, it's just like that. Okay, statuses. Here we go. On page 77. Standing up doesn't count as movement. No. Can remove prone by standing up instead of taking their standard move. Nope, it just takes your move. So he doesn't move. He just stands up. So he's going to go ahead and do that. Sorry, he did not move down there. He is still up there. It's just how it rotates in Roll20. But this Bastion character now is, after he used his movement to stand up, he is now going to use his, what appears to be the grenade launcher that he fired last round. Let's see here. Oh, never mind. He can't do that. He has to stabilize to I mean, something's happening. He can't do it right now. So, so let's see here. As a protocol, he does do something with this assault mech that's right next to him. If you see on his character, he has kind of like a big shield, so it kind of looks like he puts that shield a little bit in front of that character. Then let's see here. Okay, I think he's just going to use this turn to stabilize, just like Chris did. So that's what he does. All right. Now I think, Chris, you nominated Justin to go next. Is that what you did?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I am going to use that Bastion feature of cover and get up in here. And I am going to barrage. I am going to use my heavy, or I am going to use my shotgun. First, Does an 18 hit?
Let's see here. It does hit. Yes, it absolutely does. I was trying to see if any other effects happen, but yes. So he is successfully hit by that attack, and he does have shield. And since this is the first time he was hit by an attack, all damage is reduced to 0. But if you do any other attacks, it may do damage.
Yes. Okay, so it doesn't matter what I roll for damage to that. And now I am going to attack with my heavy charge blade.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Okay. So nothing happens.
Got it. Okay. No worries.
Yeah, and he's the subject of my shield.
Like exemplar power. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What exactly does that shield do again?
So the type 3 projected shield is I nominate a character within line of sight. All ranged attacks that they make against me are +2 difficulty until the start of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and he's still like the mark of your thing that lets us re-roll one of our attacks against him, right? Like that carries forward.
Anybody, so the way that Valiant Aid reads is that the trigger is, it can happen once per round. The trigger is an ally attack the mark and misses, and then that ally may re-roll the attack. They have to use the second re-roll though.
Yeah. I should have said this before. I'm sorry. I thought you guys were seeing the auras created by the hives, but the hive mechs do have an aura of 3 hexes around them, which is pretty big, which means that you've just entered it. And I'm sorry, Justin, I should have said this before. I checked the stream and I saw that it wasn't showing up. But yes, and while you may not know what this aura of effect does, but you see kind of like a moving cloud gathered around these hive mechs within range of 3. So it's this mech up here, this hive one, and then this hive one down here. I'm sorry, I thought you guys could see that, but yes, I just wanted to describe that for you.
No, man. Okay, well, I took a shield out.
Yep.
So, have at it.
Cool. Well, at the end of your turn, Justin, one of these are gonna go. So the Bastion went last time. I'll just go ahead and have, let's see here. I'll have this Assault Mech up here go next. He is probably gonna look down at Dalton over here. Because Dalton is within, yes. Dalton, you are only 6 hexes away. So he is going to make a main rifle attack against you, and he does gain an accuracy right now. So let's see if he's able to hit you. He got a 13 in total.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, you take 6 kinetic damage from his main rifle that he fires at you.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see, that's a threat. Okay, cool. And that's his turn. So Justin, who do you nominate next to go?
Does anybody want to go?
I guess I can go. I'm close by and might be able to do something.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to, let's see here. First, I'm going to throw a, first I'm going to throw a grenade as a quick action. All characters within a Blast 1 area must pass an agility save or take 1d6 explosive damage. So it's going to target this hex since that's in range 5.
Yeah.
Blast 1, so the Bastion and the Assault Mech have to make an
Yes.
agility save.
Okay. So I'll do the Bastion first. Let's see here. Okay. He's just rolling a normal agility save. Okay. Yep. All right. I think he failed that. Oh yeah. He got a 1 for his agility save, so I think he failed.
Okay. Well, if they fail, they take 5. If they pass, it's 2 or 3, depending on if you're supposed to round up or down. The
Got it.
thing that I don't
Okay.
necessarily know.
And the assault also definitely failed. So, yeah.
So they should both take 5.
He got a 6, yeah.
Both take 5 damage.
Okay, great.
Um,
The Bastion having 3 armor only takes 2 damage,
Mhm.
but the assault still takes the full damage.
Yep. And then I'm going to fire my thermal lance in a line that hits the Bastion and the droney guy.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yep, sure does.
Okay. With a skirmish. And I don't have any advantage, like accuracy or difficulty, right?
Not
Against either of them?
Oh, dang. Yes, you do. So, allied characters can use the Bastion for hard cover. So that
Okay.
hive does have hard cover, meaning you get 2 difficulty.
Okay, so
Or
I'll
the
attack the Bastion first for an 18. And then I got a 15 attacking the hive guy.
Okay, yeah. Both of those hit.
Okay. They both hit for 1d6 plus 3 energy damage. 7 energy damage.
Okay, so that is. So it's interesting how damage is calculated. Basically, whenever you take damage, first you roll the damage, then the target's armor is subtracted from the total. Then if there's any resistance, you do resistance, which resistance is basically just like half of whatever damage you would take. So let's see here.
Did the Bastion have resistance to something?
He does. So one of his actions. Oh yeah, he got scanned. So
Yes.
the friendly interdiction was what he did earlier as a protocol. So the Bastion and one allied character adjacent to it gains resistance to all damage dealt by one character within line of sight. And you may choose a new allied character or target as protocol. The allied character loses resistance if they break adjacency. So he chose the assault as his allied character, and he chose Dalton as the damage source.
Okay. Did you announce
So-
that?
I did say at the beginning he was doing the shield. It looked like he moved to shield in front of the assault character. I didn't realize that that you guys had already scanned him. So I should have announced that he specifically was using that base trait. So that's not an action or anything. That's just a base trait that he has.
Okay. Well, you should have said that he was kind of like protecting that assault guy and like doing it to me. So that way that I knew he was using it to protect himself from me, since it says that
Right.
he has to pick an enemy.
Yeah. See, it's one of those things where I forgot that Ashley had scanned him. I should have clarified that. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. So he took. You said he was defending the assault guy, right?
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing that I attacked the drone guy.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
I was just calculating damage and how that would work.
All right. So the big guy, he probably took 1 damage from the frag grenade. Then
He took 2, so essentially it would be 7 minus his armor, which is 3. So
Yeah.
that brings it down to 5. Oh, it does round up. So, so it would be.
Well, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to
3 in
figure out all of the amount of damage that I did to him this turn. So I
Yeah.
did 5 damage with the frag grenade. 3 minus 3 from the armor, which is down to 2, and then he has resistance from all damage.
Yes.
So 1 damage.
Right?
Right? 1 damage.
That sounds right.
Okay. And then I dealt 7 damage with the thermal lance, minus 3 from the armor for 4, divided by 2 is 2 damage, right? So I've done 3 total damage to the bastion.
Yes.
The assault guy, I dealt 5 damage from the frag grenade, divided by 2 from his resistance for 3 damage, right?
Yes.
And then for the drone guy, I dealt 7 energy damage divided by 2 for 4 damage.
Nope. He just takes the full
All right, he
damage.
just takes 7. Right. He
Yeah.
doesn't have resistance.
That's right.
Okay. And then I'm going to back up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is my turn.
Cool. All right. Well, this hive character up here is
Wait,
gonna
it's
go.
not my turn. I have to do an engineering save
Oh, that's right, because
from
of the burn.
damage. Saves, I just roll a 1d20 and I add my engineering if I have a point in engineering, right?
Yeah.
And I rolled above a 10, so that's a pass.
Yes.
Okay. And that means I clear the heat, right? Or clear
Yep.
the burn.
That's right. So it's gone.
All right. That is my turn.
Cool. So this hive is probably going to attack Justin here in front of him.
Wait, he's got to go around the bastion, right?
I don't
Does the bastion serve as cover?
for him. Yeah, but I don't think that blocks anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I just didn't know if it was just like so big he just was in the way of everybody.
Yeah. It just says allied characters can use the bastion for hardcover as a base trait.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not an ally, so that doesn't apply to me. Okay. He's attacking me.
Yes.
Please
So
proceed.
he is gonna
Would it
make.
not be some form of soft cover though, unless he's got something that flops over?
This weapon.
Like, can you through through your allies? Is my
Yeah, I
question.
don't think there's any rules against that.
Logically, that just doesn't make sense to my brain though.
I mean, you can do that in like other tabletop RPGs just fine. Like D&D doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
can't-
I feel like you should though. Like if you're fireballing through an enemy, should they not get fireballed as well?
Yeah, because I can yell, El Diablo, duck,
Yeah.
and then I shoot.
What is your rule, Spencer?
So also the weapon is smart and seeking. So as long as it's possible to draw a path to it, it ignores cover. So so he
smart.
got an 8 for the attack.
Is it meat beat?
Yes, it is.
Oh, he gets me.
Yes, and this is that fire damage attack. So you take 3 fire damage, or 3 burn damage, I should say. 3 burn damage right now, and at the end of each of your turn, you have to make the engineering check in order to try to clear it.
Is burn damage different than regular damage?
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll take all of the damage is heat damage, or not as you'll just take all of the damage as burn damage straight to your
Yep.
HP, and then you'll mark however many burn. CompCon has a little spot for it up at the top. Then at the end of your next turn, you'll have to make an engineering save. If you pass, you clear all of the burn. If you fail, I believe you take that much burn damage. can reduce it by 1 or something.
Free berm damage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Then it's going to move. So it is going to move. It just skirmished, so it just moved. So it didn't take its normal movement yet, and it's gonna boost. So it's gonna do kind of like a 10 move all the way over here, and that's where it's end up. So that is the end of its turn. And then it was Dalton who went last. So Dalton, I believe you nominate the next person.
Yeah. Does anybody have any preferences on going next? El Diablo and Hailstorm have both gone.
The thing that I'm planning on doing might help an ally on their turn. So
What do you plan on?
maybe me.
In that case, I think Mothman is up, just in case he helps an ally.
Yep.
Which I guess would end up being Hailstorm.
Gonna move and I'm gonna boot. Pretty sure that was right. Yep, got the right distance. And then because I boosted, use the action. And then I'm going to use second quick action to actually launch drone, a turret drone. So the drone, a range of your 10 whatever units we use. I'm just gonna drag this here.
Yeah, another you.
I'm gonna lay different because I think I can do that. And add effects.
There we go. That's nice turn.
Okay.
Range 10 feet.
That.
Which is all of that.
That's a lot.
So anytime it is a lot. Anytime. Let me. It's like anytime an ally hits an enemy within 3 connect. So that's a thing. But the drone is targetable. Or at least I have stats for it, so I assume it's targetable, in case that is good for the game master to know.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to double check. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 kinetic damage anytime an ally.
Yeah, turret drones are on page
Hit some-
121 because it's a GMS system as part of building your mech. And yeah, it looks like it's let's see here. Size 1/2, 5 HP, 10 E defense, 10 evasion, and then expends a charge. Let's see, gain turn attack reaction. Oh, is this something different other than turn drones? Oh yeah, the turn attack, yeah. So as a reaction once per round per turret, an allied character within 10 range of a turret drone makes a successful attack. The effect, the drone deals 3 kinetic damage to their target as long as it has line of sight to their target. So it's kind of like a attack buff to everybody who's making an attack within range, which is cool.
Cool.
But I can only use it once per turn per.
Cool. Anything else from you, Nye?
So if Ashley or
I think that's it from Nye. He's breaking up a little bit. So, Spencer,
Okay.
I think you can go.
Yep, I'm just gonna move probably this Ronin grunt at the top here. Just making sure I got everything right for that. He is just gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's probably gonna boost. I'm just double checking. Okay. Yep, he's just gonna boost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to end up right there. All right. Who's up next?
I think I'm the only one left to go, so I think it's me.
Cool.
Spencer, from my scan, can you remind me of the Bastion's
Of course.
E-defense and evasion?
Yeah. The Bastion has both evasion and his E-defense are 8.
Okay. And if I attack something with E-defense, does that does not ignore its armor or its shield, but the shield should be down because he already took damage.
Yep.
But armor would still...
Yes. Armor just applies to anything that hits it.
Okay.
Unless you have an armor-piercing weapon.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna move 2 spaces. And then I am going to I'm going to take a quick tech action to invade again
The Bastion.
the Bastion.
All right.
The 13.
13 definitely beats his 8 heat defense. So yeah. So he first off just takes 2 more heat, right?
Your target takes 2 heat, and I choose one of the following invasion options. What does impaired and slowed do?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at statuses conditions, starting on page 77, but impaired characters receive +1 difficulty on all attacks, saves, and skill checks. And what was the other one again?
Slowed.
Slowed. Slowed means they can only make their standard move and can't boost.
Okay. And then how much heat does he have from my scan?
Currently, he since he just took 2 more heat, he has a heat cap of 8, and he's hit 4 out of the 8 so far.
He's hit 4 out of the 8 so
Yeah.
far. Okay. I am gonna do the balance control lockout again. So I'm gonna push the target 2 spaces backwards and knock them prone.
All right.
I don't want them to go that way. I want them to go so that they're not... I don't want him to be touching his friend anymore.
Okay. So like, let's see.
So like maybe sort of this...
Like that way?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, he gets pushed back.
Okay. And then...
Wait.
Do you not want him pushed back?
No, that's fine. I was going to ask, do I get Overwatch as a reaction?
Not for involuntary movement, but good question.
Please continue that.
That's good. No, that's a good question. I wouldn't have known. So for my other, my other quick action, I'm going to skirmish and use my Nexus Hunter Killer to attack. So that is just a flat D20
Who are you attacking?
against the Bastion.
So you get +1 accuracy as well.
Yeah, you knocked him prone, so I think you get an accuracy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that did not hit, unfortunately.
That's right.
This is where I would like to use my reaction instead.
That's a fair enough moment to do that. We're almost at the end of the round. This is probably the last attack that we're making. Go for it.
Yeah, reroll that one, Ash.
The D20?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I still add my accuracy to it?
I believe so.
Same accuracy or...
So So that would be a 16. So that would hit.
Definitely.
So that is going to be a d6 of damage.
Go for it.
That's a 6 damage.
Ooh.
And I guess -3 from the armor.
That's right.
And he shouldn't have the resistance anymore because he's pushed away from his friends.
Yeah, he only had the resistance to Dalton.
Even better.
Yeah. But
Oh,
yes.
That's 6 damage. Oh, well, minus the 3.
So only
Who
3.
you attack?
Ashley.
Bastion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I also have a reaction to do 3 kinetic damage, but I think he has 3 armor, so I don't think that really matters.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Well, I mean, it adds on.
Yeah.
Is it-
Does it?
The drone deal 3 kinetic damage to their target as long as there's line of sight to the target. That's all it says.
A separate attack.
I think that's.
It doesn't say if it's a thing or if it's a separate thing.
I feel like
It's separate.
A
Yeah.
separate-
I assumed it was a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be absorbed by the armor.
Fuck it. I used my reaction.
Yep. You shoot out some pew pews.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
I'd like to get nominated to go first, actually.
That's the end of the round. So Spencer.
he's done with everything.
Okay, cool. Well, so far what's moved is everybody here and everybody over here has moved. I'll just go ahead and move this assault grunt. Let's see here. He moves. Okay, so he's just gonna boost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a lot of. He's not even gonna make the shot, so because there's a lot of just hard cover everywhere, so he's not gonna do anything. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can I move the rest
Sure.
of my movement?
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Am I allowed to stand here on the edge of this?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So down here, let's go ahead and move this support mech real quick. So he is gonna move for 1, 2. Oh, well, that's difficult terrain. So he probably would only be able to move 1, 2, 3, and then probably can't. Well, if he boosts, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think that's as far as he can move because that's difficult terrain there. Let's see here. The hive's gonna move. With him. So the hive's gonna move 5. 1, 2, 3. He'll just move right there. Let's see how far he can go. And then he's gonna make his smart weapon attack against. Let's see here. 8. Against Ashley, because you're within range. So he is gonna make a smart seeking weapon attack against you, Ash. So, oh, he rolled really high. That's a 19 against your E defense.
Yeah, mine. That will hit.
So that is also a 3 burn damage. So you're taking 3 burn damage right now. And he'll boost. So he's gonna move. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll move right there. Now this assault guy, he's gonna move 1, 2, 3. Assault. No. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoop. Whoop. 8. He moves right in front there. And he's probably just gonna unload onto. Well, the turret's right there. I think he would attack the turret. So he's gonna attack the turret, which has 10 evasion, 10 E defense, and he's shooting it just with a heavy assault rifle. However, I don't think. No, an 8 doesn't hit your turn because it has 10 evasion. However, it is
Loser.
reliable, so it does still take 2 damage. So it's still up, but it only has 3 HP, I believe, now. Right, Nye?
That are correct. Yep.
Okay, cool. And that is the end of the second round of combat. So, from there, I think we wanted to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here in a second.
I just want to say, our breaks normally go longer than a quick break.
That's true.
And I think that this might just be a good time to call it, unless you think we can do a full round after this one. Given we only have 15 minutes left.
We
We have a half
probably-
hour left. No.
Okay. If you guys think we can get another full round in, I think we should be good. But
Quickly.
try to be mindful of the break since we don't have a whole lot of time left on camera.
That's true.
Tomorrow's a holiday for me, so I can stay up as late as I need to be.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back in a little bit, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the ABCs of RPGs, where we teach you the basics of tabletop role-playing games. You've joined us in the middle of Lancer, a tactical mech tabletop role-playing game that also has some light RPG elements in between. So, we're right in the middle of heated combat. Our mech pilots here are kind of engaged in a bunch of combat in the holdout sit rep, which means that player deployment zone or objective zone in center there, they have to keep enemies out, or at least by the end of the 6th round, they have to make sure that no more than 4 enemies, like less than 4 enemies, so 3 or less, are in that zone by the end of that 6th round, or else they lose. So currently they have we're at the beginning of the 3rd round. So what that means is more reinforcements are going to show up. So, we are gonna have...
Question.
Yeah, go ahead, Nye.
What happens if we lose?
We don't know. We are stranded on this planet in a crash landing. You are the one with the communications link to the higher up, so you are the person to ask that question.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
I have been answered. I'm good.
might I direct your attention to the top left up here? 2 new mechs have shown up. One is a Ronin. They are not a grunt. They are a normal Ronin mech. And we have a Pyro mech up here too, which is a new mech type. Yeah. So 2 more mechs shown up onto the battlefield. And like always, players, you start first. So go ahead and nominate your first player to go.
I nominate Justin because he asked to be nominated.
So I am going.
Justin nominated Ashley to nominate him.
There's some like favoritism going on here. I'm gonna have to have a talk with the higher ups about Titan and El Diablos coercing together.
So I am going to use my pistol to do 1 damage, which is fine because any amount of damage I would have done otherwise would have been absorbed, and it always does 1 damage. So we're just going to knock out his shield and not bother rolling, if that's okay, Spencer.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I am going to use my heavy mount, Charge Blade, to attack. And it's prone, right? So I get.
Plus accuracy.
Does a 17 hit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
Oh wow, nice. So that is 6 plus 3. So it is 9 damage, all armor pierced.
Armor pierced? Dude,
Yeah,
this thing
it's armor
had
piercing.
4 HP left. So,
Yeah, I just cut it in half.
whoo! Boom! Oh, that X looks weird on there, but yeah, it's out.
I hate how Roll20 handles hex it like
It's so
hexes.
weird.
The center is there.
Nice job, Justin.
Yeah.
Well, Diablo.
Did you slash that thing in half? Is that what you did?
Slashed it in half.
Nice.
And then that's it, right? Like one auxiliary weapon attack, one.
Yeah. You can move though.
Movement?
Did you already use your movement?
No, I haven't used my movement.
I think you
Yes,
used
I will.
to like step into.
Oh, but movement can be split.
Yeah.
So.
Technically, also, you said you get one aux attack. If you have 2 aux weapons, you can use both of them. Just
Oh,
to be
really?
clear.
On the same
You
mount.
get 2 mount attacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So on your character sheet, Justin,
Weapon as part of a barrage.
so on your character sheet, Justin, I just want to make sure it's set up.
I have a
Um,
main mount shotgun. At my flex mount, I have a Nexus and a pistol,
Okay.
and then my heavy mount is the charge blade, and then I have my integrated mount, which does other damage.
Okay, cool. So your barrage used your heavy mount with your main charge blade, and it used your flex mount with your Nexus and pistol. So you've used the pistol, the charge blade, and now you can use the Nexus.
Cool. I would like to do that.
Okay.
And then, so I guess from where I am, I will just shoot him.
Yeah. You're attacking this assault in front of you, right? Cool.
Nope, probably not 7. Oh, but that is
E defense. It does not pierce through its E defense.
alrighty. Well, that's okay.
Good try.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Speaking of this assault, let's see here. He's probably going to react next. I do want to clarify something. I did just double check. And even though I was saying players always go first, I reread the rules just now in between. It turns out you are supposed to alternate rounds between NPCs and players going first. The players go first always refers to the very first round in combat. So... But it seems to be, as we are already doing, the last person to nominate still nominates the next person. But that's okay. We're just going to continue on now knowing that.
Wait,
Jen,
sister, what have we doing wrong? Haven't we been alternating?
NPCs have never gone first in a round.
Oh, so like at the start
Round
of
2.
round thing. So first.
Yeah.
Odd rounds, players go first. Even rounds, NPCs go first.
Got it. Okay. Well, next round they'll go first.
Yeah. Specifically, it says, like, when every character has taken a turn, the round ends and a new one begins. The turn order continues to alternate, so if one side took the last turn in the previous round, the other side starts a new round. So if we had less characters than a certain amount, well, I guess no. It just says, like, yeah, whoever took the last round, it would be, yeah. So... unless I had less NPCs on the board than you guys, then it would alternate. So the point is, whoever took the last round, it goes to the other side. So technically, we have been doing great. So it's a different initiative system. So that's why I was trying to clarify it. But anyways, so the assault mech is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he actually, before he does that, he is going to make his attack against you. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he was right there. He is going to make a, nope, just a skirmish attack against you. So it is just his assault rifle. That's a 7 to hit against your evasion, Justin.
Like it's me?
Yes.
7?
Yes.
I think you missed.
I think that does.
Yes, you missed.
Okay. Even though he misses, it is a reliable weapon, so you still take 2 kinetic damage. But he doesn't get to do his main damage against you. And then he's gonna run. 1, 2.
Justin, I would keep in mind that I think you might have Overwatch on him.
I think I do have Overwatch on Spencer because I have like the shotgun.
Oh yeah, what's its threat range? Because that's the range of which.
So I think he's in my threat range.
Perfect.
And
That's before he
I'm not sure if this also applies because I have a pistol for which he is also in my threat range.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get both of those or not.
I think it's just one.
The one? That's fine. I would like to use my shotgun, please.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Reaction.
And I get advantage, or I get say an extra D6.
Yes. So keep doing what you're doing.
Features.
Great.
It's like specifically for 16 to attack.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right, 3 damage.
Okay.
Does that seem to do a lot of damage?
It seemed to do almost all of the damage, but there may be something with the mech that prevents it from taking the full damage.
Oh, okay. Also, I'm gonna activate my Exemplar 1 feature. So he is my Valiant Aid mark.
All right. That's
Because I can flip that now.
cool. Well, after we settle your Overwatch, he's going to move all the way over here using a boost and his normal movement. And just to answer reactions and Overwatch, so reactions are special actions to be taken out of turn order. So for example, Overwatch is a reaction that can be used once per round. So I think that only what happens with one weapon because it is a once per round reaction. But yep, hostile character starts any movement, including boost and other actions inside one of your weapon's threat range, which your threat range for both your pistol and shotgun is 3, so that was within it. And then trigger Overwatch, immediately start using that weapon to skirmish against that character as a reaction before they move. So that's what we just resolved. And the assault moved over here. So now, who's going next, Justin?
Does anybody want to go next?
Sounds like Nye does.
I would like to.
Go for it. That's
Okay. I'm going to use my power up. So for the rest of the scene, I have +1 accuracy on all attacks, checks, and saves. And additionally, once per turn, I can boost as a free reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So, a free action to do. And then I'm going to.
You gotta close some tabs, buddy.
Yeah, nah, you're kind of, we're getting every other word.
Stabilize.
What are you gonna do?
He said something about stabilizing.
Okay.
Use my initiative.
Using his initiative now. Power up.
Okay.
Stabilize, reload. Okay. He's gonna,
Got it.
He's gonna
Cool.
use the
Yeah.
protocol.
Got it. Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Stabilize, reload. Initiative is an extra quick action for free because we get that. He's got the same mech as me.
Mm-hmm. That's the Everest trait, right? So.
Yeah. And use his howitzer and skirmish it.
And he's gonna hit up here where he's pinging.
Okay. It hits all of them? Okay, got it. Cool.
So
Oh, that's how it hits all of them.
That didn't roll though.
Switch the slash to the R.
left
He's
to
trying to go
right.
to Reddit.
I'm going left to right.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 5 against the Ronin. 3, 1. Oh no, 9. No. Oh,
I mean,
wait,
he
that
hit
was
a
a
nat
20.
20. He hit a nat 20 on one of them.
Yeah, so that's the high one.
You can re-roll that.
So re-roll that.
Re-roll the last.
Run.
This is the mark of my feature, my finger.
Work.
No.
No.
That's okay. You can roll shit.
You can't roll. You can't roll lower than a 1. So it's
Roll damage for that hive.
What do I?
For a crit, you're going to double the number of damage dice.
Mm-hmm.
You got one of them, so this middle one is double damage.
I feel like it's obliterated.
It kind of is, because that thing had 13 HP left. So I like to imagine that when he shot off that Hauser round, it probably landed exactly where that hive was and just exploded outwards from there.
Does he? Oh, that's too bad.
No, I don't think it's supported.
It could use the AoE. Because it's like
Except that it missed
I know, but
quarters of them.
It took out one of the actual mechs. I think that's important.
Yeah.
For sure.
Finally, I was gonna move. I'm moving behind this cover, and because I use my power up, I get a free action to also boost. So I'm like actually behind the cover.
Cool. We heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I don't know if you're hearing that, but
I heard you say you're done.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So next up, we're gonna have. I'll just go ahead and move this Ronin grunt up here. See if he is able to make it in
You gotta stop
to the battle.
pulling off, moving those guys down south. I want them to get closer so I can get to them.
So he's gonna move. Yeah. Yeah, right there. So he's gonna run up right next to Nye, and he's gonna do some actions. So he moved and he boosted. So that's how he was able to get there. So once he gets there, oh, actually, no, he doesn't press up that close. He's gonna move right there instead because he has a carbon fiber sword that has a threat of 2. And so he's gonna use that to make an attack against Nye right now.
it's got one of those giant anime swords.
And he got a 9. Oh, sorry, 11 to hit you, Nye, against your evasion.
I have 8.
So it
Evasion.
doesn't hit. Yeah. So you take
11 is greater than 8.
6 kinetic damage against you as he skirmishes and uses that carbon fiber sword to do the attack. But that's the end of his turn. So, who is being nominated next, Nye?
Let me check something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I have line of sight on that point?
On this point,
Yeah.
Can you see it between this?
I think cover blocks line of sight because, well, what exactly is that phrase? Because I know some of these moves, like for example, the hives, like seeking weapons, it says as long as it's possible to draw a path to its target, this weapon ignores cover and doesn't require line of sight. So I think it is line of sight, even though there's cover in the way.
Okay. In that case, I would like to go next. Any objections for whoever went last?
No, you got this. You
Alright.
got this.
I'm gonna throw a grenade on that point.
Yep.
So I need both of them to make, I believe, an evasion save, an agility
Yes.
save. Sorry,
I think grenades count as a lobbing anyway. So
it doesn't say.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
It's
well,
thrown, unless thrown is another keyword that references lobbing somewhere in the
I
book.
think so.
I mean, that seems like the same thing. It's an
Yeah.
arc. It does not.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Regardless, it ignores cover, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, I threw a grenade. Give me an agility save from the both of them.
Both of them. Okay. They are both assaults. One is just a grunt. So this is the non-grunt one. It got a 17. And the next one got... The grunt got a 4.
So if they succeed, they take 1 damage. If they fail, they take 1 damage. You said it's rounding up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rolled a 1. So pass or fail, they take 1 damage.
Okay. So here's the thing, and I want to make sure I do this correctly, because when I was looking up NPC templates, especially for grunts, it doesn't say. It says the grunt gets 1 HP and can't gain more, and they never take damage when they succeed on a save, regardless of the weapon or system used, but otherwise take damage normally. It can't have anything more than 1 structure and 1 stress, and are immediately destroyed when they take heat from any source other than their own systems of weapons. And along that, it can't be like an elite or anything like that. Here's the thing. It doesn't say in all of the grunt stuff that grunts don't have armor. And the assault does have armor, which would be 1 armor.
Damn.
Which is why I wanted to clarify. Yeah. So I think grunts still get armor when taking damage.
That would make sense.
Okay, cool. So then, yeah. So I think both I think are negated by the armor, I believe.
Then I'm gonna move behind this guy, whatever you said it was. It was a Ronin.
It's a Ronin.
And I'm going to skirmish, probably with 2 segment knives I have.
Yeah.
First attack roll is a 13. Does that hit?
I believe it does. Let's see here. Against his. Yep. Hit. Yeah, it hits for sure.
Okay. It's a minion, right?
It's a grunt. Yes.
Grunt. It takes 4 energy damage and 2 heat.
Yep.
So I think it's dead.
Immediately dead. Yes.
Nice.
Cool. Perfect.
And
And that was the end of your turn, correct, Dalton?
so I moved 3 to get to that point. I'm gonna move
Yeah.
another 1 south to get. I'm gonna move there.
Cool.
That's my turn.
All right. This assault's going to move next. He has, with a boost, he can move a total of 1, 2. Whoop, nope, that was the
That one's dead.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And standing right there, he is probably going to shoot at you, Dalton, since you're in clear line of sight. So he's going to skirmish against you with his heavy assault rifle. And he got a 11 to hit.
I believe
Against
that
your
would
hit.
hit. Yes, that will hit.
So it does 6 kinetic damage to you.
Okay.
And then that's the end of the assault's turn. So whoever is up, or whoever you nominate next, Dalton.
Any preferences?
I don't know who's left.
Go for it.
Cool. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take my 4 to move here, and then, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this hive does have that 3 radius aura, but you are outside of it, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, cool. I am going to take a quick tech action to attempt to lock on to the support mech.
Yeah.
How does that lock-on mechanism work, Chris?
So, as a quick tech action, you can lock on. It gives them the lock-on status. When anyone, not just you, attacks it, they can consume lock-on for +1 accuracy, or if they have weapons and like abilities that do like kind of other interactions, use those.
Huh.
And it gives you +1 accuracy on the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 7, and I think that there's no bonus from being in Oh, I have +1 tech attack, so it's an 8, but I think that still fails because I think is it just a D10 or is it against the E defense? I couldn't forget.
It's against its E defense. So let's see
Okay.
here. That was the support mech you were targeting?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. The support. No, its E defense is lower than it. Yes, you beat it.
I will then use my other action to skirmish with my 2 auxiliary missile racks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a quick action, but since like they're both on the same mount, I can fire both of them.
Dang it. So it's hard to see. I try to put like a little like arrow thing on it, but because of how Roll20 works, the little arrow symbol, like the bullseye symbol, is up here, but it has a lock on. So yeah. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, so I am going to. So I get 1 accuracy for the first auxiliary weapon I use in a round due to Vanguard. So rolling to hit on. Okay, cool.
Great.
So that's gonna hit it. It's gonna consume lock on to knock it prone.
Okay.
And then I'll do my rolls against the other 2 mechs because it's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm assuming those all hit.
Yes, definitely.
It's 1d3 plus 1 damage. Yep. So I'll take 4 damage.
Okay. So. Oh, what?
If anyone's left, I'd like to use my drone reaction.
I don't know. I went at the top of the order.
I think Justin went, then Ashley, then me, now Chris. Oh, have you not gone yet, Ashley?
Yeah, Ashley hasn't gone yet.
I have not gone.
Nye, did you go? Yes,
Yes,
Nye
well,
went.
broken up.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to roll the second missile rack. So against the support bot, since it's prone, so I get like the accuracy on.
So before,
Oh, he wants to. Does he? He has the reaction.
yeah, Nye wants to use his drone reaction. So
Must be
we'll,
the big spider bot.
yeah, probably just the big support guy.
Who's worst off? Okay. How much damage did the support take? I'm sorry. I thought it was the assault and the hive that only took damage.
No, it was a burst one. So the first one hit all 3 of them successfully. They all take
Yeah.
4.
Got it. Okay, cool. So, okay.
They all take 4. Well done.
Yeah.
Then Nye, you said, yeah, probably the support then you'd want to target. So it takes 3 damage. Okay. Yeah, support mech's not looking great.
Cool. And then so. Yeah, we targeted the support mech. So the second missile rack, I was doing like support, assault, hive. So
Mm-hmm.
hit support, missed the assault, hit the hive. I'm assuming 14. Or 3 more damage on the hive and the support.
Okay. Sorry, just reading up on some of the stuff.
Very good.
Okay, so 3 more damage against all of them. You said again?
It misses the assault, but it hits the support and the hive.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And that is my turn.
All right. Well, at the end of your turn, what's going to happen is this hive is going to go next. So it's going to move. It's in difficult terrain, so it can only move half its movement. Okay, so it can only move 1, 2. But moving that, it places both you, Chris, and Nye's turret within that 3 radius. This kind of like swarm cloud kind of envelops both of you. nothing happens yet. It happens at the start of your turn. Something will occur as long as you're within that kind of cloud. So, yeah. So that's what happens there. And then it's going to attack. So it will. Also start their turn. Okay, cool. So it's going to do a blast one between both you and the turret there. So it's a blast area of 1. And what happens is hostile characters, it's a swarm of razors is what it says. So I imagine kind of like it's like a bunch of little drone like razors are just like it's like shoot something out, it lands in between both you and the turret, and then it just explodes into all these like kind of like insects type deal. It looks like metal like wasps and such. Hostile characters start their turn at least partially within the area or move into it for the first time in a round take 2 burn. The hive can deploy any number of razor swarms, each of which persists for the rest of the scene or until the hive is destroyed. But this is a recharge ability, so it did that as a quick action. And let me go ahead and paint a circle there so you guys know that is what's there right now. So it is within. Well, that is a square. I thought that was a circle. There we are. Let's make that see-through. And boom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move that right in there. So that is that razor swarm now. So that's only gonna take effect when your turn starts, at the beginning of your turn. Yeah. When you start your turn, or if anybody moves within there, you're gonna take 2 burn. But other than that, it is going to then do it's just burn attack against probably you, Chris. So it's going to make that ranged attack. So this is its missile shooting out at you, but I don't think a 5 hits you against your evasion. So that doesn't work. So that's the end of the hive's turn. And then Ashley, I believe you're the last one up, right?
I am.
Okay.
If you want to focus on that big group, I think I can take both of those 2 guys over.
Well, I want to go big or go home. So I am going to take a full tech attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a wide area code pulse.
Ooh. What does that do, Ashley?
So to activate my core system, choose any number of hostile characters within sensors and make a special invade tech attack against them, ignoring invisible in line of sight. On a hit, apply the effects of invade as normal, choosing options for each target. On miss, targets become impaired until the end of their next turn.
Whoa. That's cool.
So I have
What's your sense?
15.
It just misses the new guys up in the top.
It just misses. What if I move though?
Probably. You could probably get them if you move.
If I move to here?
No, not quite. I think you'd have to be out of the deployment zone.
Okay. That's okay. I'll stay there then. That's cool.
So yeah.
So I roll just 1 tech attack against all of them. Is that correct? Or do I roll a tech attack for each of them?
I believe it's individual.
Okay.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense.
I'm right. I'm trying to figure out how it's doing the circles because I can't.
I mean, if there's a place I can move where it would work, I would do that, but
So
I have a 4 movement.
based on Nye's circles, this spot does get them in range.
Well, so like based on distance from them, it works.
I mean, if I stand here, I can
If I
get
go over,
both of them.
if I go over here, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, if I stand in this hex right here, I can get both of them with my, according to the arrow.
I mean, the
Are we good
arrow.
with
Arrow knows all. The arrow is truth. So
this truth? Great. No, I should click this.
This is a big. Is this isn't a core power? What is this?
it is her core power.
1,
Oh, it is your core power. Okay.
4. I'm gonna move here, and then I can hit all of them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
to everybody at home, a core power is a very powerful move, and you don't get one back until a full repair, which is usually during downtime. So it is definitely a very good ability, but you can only use it like once per mission usually. So go ahead,
Okay.
Ash.
A 19 for this guy.
For the Ronin, okay. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure that definitely gets, yeah, that hits his E defense. So
A 15 for the one behind him.
pretty sure that's gonna get him too.
I didn't add my 2, so that's a 16 for the grunt.
Just a second. So both of those, everybody's taking 2 heat, right?
Everybody?
No,
Because
yeah,
it's an invade tech
Yeah.
attack. Yes. So they're all getting 2 heat,
Okay.
and then I will have to pick what I'm doing to them.
And you said 14 against this assault grunt?
Yes.
Yeah. So how grunts work is that as soon as they take heat damage, they just fucking melt. So he's just dead.
Okay.
He
Um,
explodes.
This guy's my next one.
Okay.
At the 12.
12, I think, still hits. Yes.
19 for this guy. Well, I guess it would be a 21 for him. Because I did.
For the hive, okay. Yep.
And then for the guy, the little guy next to him, also a 19.
Yep. Gosh, rolling so good.
And then an 11 for the support.
Yep. So you are successfully, you give every single enemy 2 heat and explode a grunt.
All of them get 2 heat. Ignoring invisible and line of sight. On hit, apply the effects of invade as normal, choosing options for each target. I didn't really think about which invade to pick.
So I know you get fragment signal as your base one, which makes them impaired and slowed. Do you have other invade options?
I can balance, control, lockout, and knock them all prone
Mm-hmm.
and push them to spaces in any direction.
Yeah.
Or I can system crusher. My target takes an additional 2 heat for a total of 4 heat.
That's a lot of heat.
It can only be used once per scene on each character. So I guess it go big or go home. Let's do it. System crusher on all of them. Everybody else they all get 2 additional heat.
Yeah, that's
Good
probably pretty
additional
good.
Okay.
If this invade causes them to exceed their heat cap, they take 4 burn as well.
To exceed their heat cap? Okay. Sounds good. Nobody's been exceeded yet.
Okay. Nobody was missed. That was... I moved 2. I think that is everything.
Perfect. Now this is a big move. What does this look like? Do you send kind of like a pulse beam out when you do this, or is everybody?
I feel like what I sent was like a specific frequency radio wave out to all of them to basically scramble all their systems. Oh, and since I invaded, you're gonna hate me, Spencer.
No, I'm not.
I get to scan all of them.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I can give more detailed like instructions at the beginning of the next
That sounds
discussion
perfect.
if
So
we
that
want
we
to
can
do that.
actually remember it.
Yeah. So, but basically, yeah, you'll get the readouts of everybody on the board so far. So I'll give you that information at the beginning of next session.
Great.
But yeah,
That was a really cool
Perfect.
move, Ashley.
That was fun. Go big or go home.
cool. Well, everybody except for this guy still has a turn left because everybody who went before died. So the support mech is gonna use his turn to
Oh.
yeah.
I didn't roll my engineering for my burn from the last
Oh, wait.
time.
No, these guys did go. That's right, because it was just the hive that moved. Sorry, keep going. What'd you say?
I need to roll my engineering save.
Okay,
I failed it. What does that mean?
that means you take the bird damage again.
So I get 6 burn, or I take 3 HP lost?
You just take the 3 damage.
So 3 to my HP.
Yes,
Okay,
because you have 3 burn currently.
because I'm actively burning. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Now my turn's over. Thank you.
No worries. But if I remember correctly, I moved the hive forward, but I don't think the assault and the support had moved yet. So I'm going to go ahead and take their turns. And then these guys up here still have to go. So the support uses his movement to stand up and from prone, but can he still boost after he uses his movement? I think so.
Yeah, see why not.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's okay.
Maybe
Unless we
wait
lose.
a sec.
Yeah. Yep, just by using it, they basically just lose their standard move when they're prone if they choose to stand up. Okay, cool. So then he is in difficult terrain, so he's gonna try to move. He's gonna boost 1, 2, be right there. This assault's gonna move. Oh well, does he do anything else? I think he does. Yeah, because he is a support. Yeah. So I'm just going to describe this because Ashley did scan him. He shoots out a latch drone. And basically, within range 3, it's a self-deploying drone. So it clamps onto a character within range 3. So he shoots it at this hive mech over here. So I'm going to put a little symbol on here to show that he's got a little latch drone on him. And what this latch drone does is it's a size 1/2, HP 5, evasion 10, E defense 10. It's a drone. It clamps on a character, occupying the same space and moving with them. When it attacks, the target regains 5 HP at the start of each of its turns and gains +1 accuracy on all checks, saves, and attacks. Enemies can target the drone with attacks. So it shot out that drone, and you see it kind of attach onto that hive drone real quick. So it shoots that out, and that is a full action. So, oh, that's a full action. So he can't move. So he's still there. But this assault now is gonna move. Let's see. So he's gonna move 1, 2, get out of there. And then probably open fire on Chris here. So let's see if he is able to make his attack. Does a 12 hit you, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, so he does 6 kinetic damage to you.
Take me down the structure.
Oh, that takes you down to structure? Oh boy.
No, I was saying I stabilized earlier to heal. And it's a good thing I did that, otherwise I would have gone down, yeah.
Oh man. Okay, cool. So then, yes, he will boost. Well, no, he doesn't want to boost. So he'll stay right there. Okay. Well, no, he will boost. He'll move right there, just a little bit closer to you, Chris. So there we are. Okay. Now we go up into this top corner up here. Ronin up here, he's gonna move and boost. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's all he does with that. And then this pyro is gonna move too. So he can, oh my gosh, that's all he moves? Okay, well. Oh, that's right. Okay. He moves 1, 2, and then he is going to do a quick action. It's called Explosive Jet. So enemies within burst 2 must succeed a hull save or be knocked outside the area and knocked prone, and then he flies 5 spaces in any direction. So
I
he's
want
gonna
to be able to do that.
3, 4, 5.
That sounds big.
Yeah, he does that. And then he'll just boost with the other action. 1, 2. There we go. And he moves right there. And that is the end of our third round and the end of our very first session of playing Lancer. So, if we we'll resume with our fourth round, the beginning of next session. And the players are going to go first, because if we remember from the initiative rules that I kind of messed up earlier, whoever went last, the other party goes next, and what it considers is players and NPCs as 2 separate parties, kind of a deal. So since the NPCs went last, you guys will go first next time. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and open it up for any questions. If anybody has any questions, but also you guys, how did you guys have any questions during that combat that you kind of wanted to answer? I know we were asking each other questions and everything for that, but anything anybody was confused about? Yeah, go ahead, Ash.
My biggest thing was burn, but we explained it when it became relevant. It was another, I keep plugging CompCon, but another cool thing was when I went to end my turn, it prompted me to put in what my result was, and it told me it was a failure, and it automatically subtracted my HP for me, which was cool.
Oh, that is cool.
So it was cool that it was like included in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to say. I will say I did at one point. I took what is the name for it? The structure damage table.
Yes.
So I did have to do that at one point, but for the sake of moving things along,
we'll go over at the beginning of next time. Yeah. Okay.
But yes, I have lost 1 bar of my HP at some point, but I mean, I paid for the whole mech, so I'm going to use the whole mech.
Good way to think about it.
Yeah.
The only HP that matters is the last one.
Yeah, right. For everybody at home, we'll kind of go over structure. Structure and overheating are 2 different tables that are kind of like bars of HP. Kind of like when you see in like a video game, if somebody has like an overshield or something, it's kind of like multiple bars of stuff. But whenever you hit the end of your HP, something happens structurally to your mech. Or if for overheating, something happens to your mech internally, kind of a deal. Is kind of a cool way to kind of look at it. But anywho, yeah. So, but yeah, with that, we can go ahead and start doing some attributions and say who we gotta thank for all this different stuff that we were using today. First off, we can thank Roll20 for allowing us to use their platform and allowing me to put all these cool maps and art in here and move stuff around. Even though you are quite wonky at sometimes when with hex sizing and stuff like that, we are still thankful to use you.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Massif Press for Lancer and the adventure that we're using. They wrote both of them. Who was the head programmer on CompCon? It was John Arena, and a whole bunch of other folks worked on CompCon.
That's awesome.
So thanks to that team for that. Thanks to NASA and their cool Hubble Space Telescope for that little background image.
Yeah.
And thanks to DS Technician for the Desolate World song you can kind of hear playing in the background if any of us shut up for more than 3 seconds. Thanks.
Heroforge.
yeah, Heroforge for our little character art. You can kind of see that in the like interstitial break screens, and same for Retrograde Minis. Those were for the character art and the mech art, respectively. Anything else that anybody can think of?
Thanks to the viewers for watching. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Or listening.
Or listening if you're on the podcasts that we do now.
Yeah.
If you want to listen, if you're a more audio person, you can find us on Spotify now. That is a thing you can do by searching it. Maybe at some point, if Apple stops being mean to me specifically, it'll be on Apple Podcasts also.
One day.
We'll get it up there. We'll figure it out. Oh.
Otherwise, there's always YouTube.
Yes, exactly. So. But yeah, so we have to finish this combat, the very first combat. Like we said before, the sit rep is holdout, so you guys have till the 6th round to make sure no enemies are left in that round, or at least 3 or less are in that objective zone before the end of it. So hopefully you guys can hold them off long enough for that to not happen. But other than that, we hope you all enjoyed the session, and join us next week at roughly 7:15 Eastern time again to see us play our session 2 of Lancer. So, and bring questions if you're watching this. But other than that, I think we can sign off, right?
I think so.
Cool. Thank you guys. Keep on learning.